Hello and welcome to the Pyroelectric Spark Generator channel. I'm Vanessa, your Dungeon Master.
I'm Sava, I play Bonaleo.
I'm Clarissa, I'm Alistine.
I'm Lex, I play Jueyu.
Thanks for sticking
I'm
around
Joel.
for... Oh. I'm sorry. We're really good at this.
No, that doesn't matter.
And
Let's just cut Joel
can
out.
I? Nah, I actually don't exist.
I was just very nervous because the
Bye,
first time...
everyone.
And we are back.
Welcome back, guys. We rolled before we started streaming to see who is going to give us our recap this week, and it is going to be Bonalium. So Bonalium, why don't you go ahead and tell us what happened last time?
Dear Sister Amelia, we're finally starting our true adventure working for the Royals. I am so excited. We stopped by at the Citizen House, turned in all of our materials, and picked up the new request, which was to actually serve as the Ancient Crown's official bodyguards. Can you believe it? Us! I know we're definitely not the first pick, or probably second through 100th, but something tells me she doesn't really mind about that. The Commander Whitson, definitely seems more perturbed by it, though, especially since we didn't actually arrive on time. I think our timelines got a little mixed up, but we still arrived within time to make it to the funeral. Spent great respects to our late king, only to see that there were some nasty vermin that we failed to take out of the sewers earlier, threatening the very lives of the royal family. So please wish me strength as we continue on our quest. I'm going to save that letter to send off for later.
All right, and for that lovely summary, you get a point of inspiration, which I believe you already had, because I think everyone has now done a summary before we officially launched our stream, and no one has used their inspiration.
I did use mine once, so I will now have only one.
Oh, okay. You can only have one at any time anyway. Doesn't stack. So yeah, use it, guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm double inspired.
You feel extra inspired. It does nothing for you.
That's just a metaphor for life.
Right.
Oh no.
Wow.
On that very dark note, let's get into tonight's episode. So, where we left off, more precisely, is everyone standing in a sort of awkward silence in the dining hall of the palace as Eliza and Ripley, which are Master and Commander Winson, go to investigate the 2 separate doors out of the dining hall, and you hear from Commander Winston Ripley's side him shout, "You're probably all going to want to come look at this." So what do you do?
I would take the initiative to go step out cautiously, peeking my knight in shining helmet face head first.
Alright, you peek around the door, and from here, you can't actually see much. You see the end of the hallway, and it curves around.
I
So you're
look
going to
at.
have to go through the door to actually find out what's going on.
Alstine goes through the door.
Like,
Yeah, Alstine pushes past Bonalium as he's Scooby-Dooing over here. And Alistine, you walk around the corner and you see that how it actually works is the 2 doors lead around hallways and meet in the middle to a large kitchen area, which is where the servants were coming and going to serve you all, and you see a number of dead bodies. So there are several dead servants in the kitchen, as well as on one of the walls, smeared in blood, is the shape of like 3 teardrops in a triangle.
Where's all the living people?
So all of the attendants to the funeral, who were also invited to the feast, ran out through the back doors while you guys were fighting.
Like Commander Winston's over there, like looking at the bodies or something?
Oh yeah, Commander Winston is in there looking at the bodies, as well as Eliza has now come around the other side.
So these aren't the attendees to the funeral then? Or they are?
No, these are the servants that were working in the kitchen.
Okay.
I'd like to take a moment and do divine sense.
I will
Fair.
study the closest body and take a careful look at what may have killed him. What sort of wounds were inflicted.
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check for that, can I? And sorry, I'm pulling up divine sense so I can remember exactly what it does.
You know what?
Divine
I feel
sense.
inspired, and I will roll that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
14.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Let me let Bonalium know what happens with his divine sense. So, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You do not sense anything.
Okay.
Not even himself?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I don't think tieflings come up on divine sense.
I think we are we considered fiendish?
I think you're humanoid.
There's no like subtypes that are explicit in 5e, I don't think.
Oh, I mean, like, fiend is a label that goes on things.
Yeah. But like,
So,
I know sometimes there's like a subtype that goes with the actual like main type. Sometimes.
Hey, we are
I
now.
might be mismatching.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, so like you would be humanoid with like a subtype of fiend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, not that I'm aware of. I think you're just a humanoid.
Mhm.
Just a stupid humanoid.
I feel like we're an educational
Normie.
channel because I definitely learned something.
Yeah, I mean, divine sense is useful even when you don't sense anything. But, all right, and then, what did you get on your medicine check?
14.
All right, yes, you look over. It's not terribly difficult to tell. The body nearest you is a halfling woman that has several large rat bites taken out of her. Actually, as you look around, and Ripley and Eliza are looking over the bodies as well, You all surmise as much as they were killed by the vermin who came through here, the giant rats. One of them has a large snake bite. The spiders they all came through here and took out everyone in their path, as far as you can tell.
Good thing they had the exterminators here.
Yeah.
I turn to.
Does it
Can I-
look like the 3 teardrops were made with rat tails or spider appendages?
Ooh, that's a good point. I will let someone make, like an investigation check for that. Your medicine check up front, if it was good enough, I might have given that, but that's not really medicine anyway, so.
I'll help with that.
I shall
Do an
You
investigation.
want
have-
my investigation?
Yeah, so you
Or
and
should I-
Shui, you look over
That's
it
both.
and you get advantage. If you want.
Oh, either way.
You guys can choose whether one of you gets advantage or both of you get to roll it.
I think you have the better roll.
Let's both
I would
roll it.
imagine. Let's
I
both
mean,
roll it?
yeah.
Okay.
I got an 8.
15.
Alright, 15. Yeah, you can't tell, like, down to, species and all that exactly what made this, but it certainly doesn't look like something a rat made, or a spider, or a snake.
Are they clearly teardrops? Or it like
I mean, it's, it was quickly kind of smeared in blood, so it could be something else, but they're vaguely, they're in a teardrop shape.
Do I know if this can I do knowledge religion, investigate it, like any sort of religious background it might have or significance?
Yeah, you can make me a religion check, please.
Natural 19 plus 2, 21.
Yes, so you, Bonalium, immediately recognize this as the symbol of Tolona, who is the goddess of poison and disease.
Can I sit down and start casting Detect Magic?
Sure.
I'm gonna sit down in the middle of the room and just double check everything.
Yeah.
are all the bodies clearly dead?
I mean, all of the bodies you see here are dead. You can investigate around the room to see if there's anyone, anything else going
Clinging
on.
to life.
Were you done with the description about the symbol?
Yeah, that's all you know, just off of the top of your head. It's Tolona, goddess of poison and disease. If there's something specific you want to know, like, you want to know if you would know, you can ask me and I'll probably give it to you because you got such a high roll.
Yeah, with Tolona, like, what typically pisses her off? What would cause someone to fall on her iron, like she want to curse them?
I mean, she's not the most well known, but you would know that she has a reputation for, she is usually represented in the death domain. She tends to be fairly chaotic, evil, not a nice lady. Um, so so death motivates her, chaos, upheaval, that kind of thing.
And what do I know about her followers? Like,
She's not a lot of followers in the urban areas. She might be a little bit more popular in rural areas. People who worship her tend to either worship her out of fear and hope to appease her so that they themselves will not get disease, or out of you seeking out power through worshiping her and the power that she can provide them.
Okay. So I turn to the rest of the group and I say, that symbol, that's the symbol of Tolona. She's goddess of poison and disease, death. She's definitely marked the family as her target for some reason. If we're in the kitchen right now, we should probably be careful of any of the food.
That is quite concerning, I would agree.
I'm good. Now that I know that we're dealing with death, or poison, I should say, can I now check to see if there's anyone that might still be hanging by a thread with just like poison affecting them?
I was already on that.
Did you
Yeah, so
find any?
can I what were you were looking to see if you can find anyone, or like you're searching the room essentially and looking over the bodies?
Yeah, I was
None of
investigating.
the bodies openly out in the room are alive. Like, you've made sure they're all dead, but
Oh, I've ensured they're all dead. I see.
you've
I see.
ensured that all of the bodies.
Personally, I ensured they
yes.
are all dead.
This one's
You
still
personally
breathing.
ensured. I get the joke now. I figured it out. Took me a minute, but
Oh man.
Good. Our plans are coming together.
They seem like canine.
I turn to Commander like the Royals, Winston, and Ancient Crown Helena. Is there any reason why the followers of Tolona would be targeting you?
let me think. Ripley says, I think you're probably blowing us out of proportion. Clearly, we've had some trouble with vermin in the sewers. It happens, you know. I take responsibility. I should have made sure that they were cleared out more efficiently. I assure you this will not happen again.
Do
When's
your
the last
rats
time
usually
you-
go after?
Can I
one
make an
specific
insight
person?
check?
Sorry, what?
You can make an insight check, Shueyu.
What does it say?
10.
She asked if the rats usually
Rolling
go
great
after
tonight.
one specific person. I think you are mistaken. I don't think they were going. I mean, they went after whoever was left in the room.
I mean,
Those
they
of us
ran past a couple
brave-
people without even like bothering to attack them, so it seemed like they were going after somebody specifically.
They're rats. They were probably going after the food on the tables.
Have
Do
you
rats
ever heard of a
hang
druid?
like that? And I point to the symbol.
Have I ever heard of a druid?
No, I'm asking him that.
I agree. The symbol is odd. Likely one of the fallen here was trying to convey some sort of message as they died. Maybe trying to appease Tolona, pray to Tolona to save them. At this point, you hear sort of like a sniffling and shaking, like rustling from one. There's like a large pantry to the side.
I
I'm
go
gonna
there.
run to it.
Yeah, you guys open the door. There is a drow sitting on the ground, a drow man. He like, looks up at you and puts hands over his face, and don't. Oh, thank God. What happened? Where did they all come from?
I think we're about
What
to ask
come
you the
from?
same thing.
The rats?
I don't know. I was just cooking like I do, and suddenly there were rats and spiders and snakes, and I hid here, and I don't. Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! Um, I
Can I
sits
make
down and sort of rocks back and forth a little bit.
another insight check?
What was your first insight check on Commander
It was a 10.
Winston? And Commander Winston has always eluded you. You guys cannot
Yeah.
insight Commander Winston.
He seems like he's on the up and up.
Yeah, totally.
Can I will start to attempt to track where this horde of vermin came from through a trail of vermin steps or fecal matter or whatever.
You can make me a nature or a survival check for that. Roll your insight straight, you.
I did. It's a 2 plus 2, so 4.
Seems legit. I mean, you can't really tell. It's hard to say.
Is there still a lot of food in the kitchen?
There's some. You guys are pretty well into the feast, so it's probably just like the desserts left that hadn't been brought out.
But like things that rats would eat would still be in the kitchen?
Yes, there are definitely things rats could eat that are still in the kitchen.
Interesting.
Nice deduction.
all
I
of this
got a
food.
16, by the way, on this survival.
They all seem like you spent some time looking, and it's odd because they all just seem to have come from essentially the center of the kitchen.
The center of... Wait, they come from the center of the kitchen?
Yeah.
What does the center of the kitchen look like?
I mean, there's the kitchen is arranged. There's a few rows of ovens. I guess that it's fantasy time, so wood burning stoves and all that. There's some counters and things, tables for prepping food. But yeah, so there's like a few rows of like tables and ovens and things, but
So are they coming from like
nothing.
underneath a certain oven or table, or just like from open ground? They start
They're
at,
coming,
or
but they start sort of in a somewhat open area right around near one of the prep tables.
Would I know of any magic?
You cut out, Lex.
I cut out?
Can
you hear me?
I think it just didn't pick up the beginning of your sentence.
Oh, okay. Would I know of any magic for summoning, like, large quantities of rats or snakes?
Make an arcana
Have I ever
check.
heard of magic like that? That one's better. 18.
I mean, of like druids might be able to conjure some animals.
Okay.
Yeah. Seems like something that a sensibly powered druid would be able to do.
Okay.
can I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. Can I somehow impart my druidic knowledge onto Shui Yu to give him like a reference point?
You guys can talk about it.
Yes.
Like, you guys are allowed to interact
Telepathically.
with each other.
Mind meld.
No, I want all my interaction to go third party through the DM so that she has to roleplay everything for me. Okay.
Yeah. We're here to watch you play even our characters.
Will you
We're here to listen to a story.
Right?
I'll
You're
just
actually
tell
an
you guys
audiobook
a
for us.
story.
You're writing a book, right?
The problem is, if you guys don't interact with it, I won't realize all of the glaring plot holes. So that's where you guys need to come in so I can go, oh yeah, that's a good point.
Nah. There's
Fine.
too many cooks in this kitchen. Like in this kitchen.
It's okay, they're all
I get
dead.
it. Mhm.
Too many cooks. Too many cooks. Too.
Okay. Anyways,
So you and Shui, you are talking.
Are we?
Winter Woman. I mean, Shui Yu.
Yes.
What did Shui Yu's studying of this strange occurrence?
I mean, I've heard of druids and some magics of, summoning creatures, but I don't know any specifics.
Yes. The forest has imparted me the knowledge of many ways to summon such creatures, which are normally of the woodland realm. It is very strange to see them appear here in this big city.
Typically, it'd be from the Feywild, I would assume.
Yes, that is, I believe, in this universe, DM, correct me if I'm wrong, is also a reflection of the forest and nature itself.
Oh,
That is what the Feywild is.
yes, that is also accurate in this universe.
Okay.
And then out of character, when you did Divine Sense, Celestial Fiend or Fey show up, right? Okay.
Yes.
No,
But nothing
actually,
showed
that's
up
not
here.
correct.
Fey
Celestial
don't?
fiend or undead.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Important distinction.
Yeah.
What was the drow looking at?
Oh, just like staring at the ground, like sort of shaking back and forth.
Oh, I thought you said, what was that? But
Oh, he said what? I don't think he ever said what was that. He just was very overcome by seeing all of his co-workers, I guess would be the right term, dead in front of him. So, yeah.
When I casted Detect Magic, I assume I didn't see anything magical in here? Out of the ordinary?
I don't know that it's been 10 minutes yet, so we sort of interrupted that, but...
That's fair.
I mean, yeah, so you cast Detect Magic, I mean, the usual, not that you've really done it that many times before, but Alistine has a flask that lights up, Bonalium's hat lights up, usual things. Other than that,
Okay.
I don't think, Ripley and, well, maybe not Ripley, actually. Eliza, Master Winson, probably has a couple things on her that light up. Same thing with the Elder Queen Mother, but
Okay.
that's about it.
And did we gather... So we gathered that these rats originated from this room. They didn't come from another room, from what we can tell?
As far as you can tell, they all started from some point, sort of towards the middle of this room.
Can I talk to the drow?
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask, hey, buddy, how you doing?
Not great. Not great. Not great. Not great.
Okay.
Not great.
Okay, great. Okay. Did you see anybody before all the rats showed up? Any weird people come in here, like not usually supposed to be in here? Doing anything weird?
I mean, I don't know. No, I don't think so. No.
I know this is probably not a very pleasant thing for you to do, but could you tell me do you recognize all of these people that have perished here? Is there anyone out of the ordinary?
No, they're all normal. Yep, they're good.
I'm gonna reach out my hand. Hey, can I get your name?
Yeah, it's Alexander.
Good. I know there's a lot going on right now. How are you feeling? Were you hurt in any way?
And he sort of like looks over himself. I don't think so. No. It all happened so fast. I don't know. There were just rats, and I saw. I don't know. Yep. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
Big spiders. Those were really big spiders, guys.
we saw
I
them too.
agree.
They came
Spiders?
as fast as it happened. You were even faster. You were great to get yourself into safety and get out there.
I should have pulled others. I should have told
Look,
them.
hey, keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. You did good. You know, out of everyone here, you were able to survive and tell us some things. You did good. There was nothing you could do besides making sure that you were safe, okay? I give as I'm holding his hand, I give him guidance.
Mm-hmm.
How about we walk away from this room, okay? Like let's get away from here, somewhere that's going to be a little bit safer. I saw some people evacuating out the back. I turned to the royals. Master Commander Winston, do you think we can escort him away?
As you say that, you hear from sort of like back around the voice of the new Queen Mother Safini, say, I think that would be for the best. In fact, I think that, as the ceremony has clearly come to an end, it would probably be best if you all made your way out of here. We can provide you with your promised payment, and we would appreciate your discretion going forward. We don't need any further assistance.
Okay.
And I request that the bodies.
I love Alistine so much.
Sorry. I would like to ask Commander Winston that these bodies are properly given their dues and that they may be returned to the earth in whatever strange box you customarily put them in.
Of course, if it makes you feel any better, these ones will probably be burned, so.
Chennai likes that.
Exactly.
These ones?
These bodies, I do not mean to show any disrespect to the dead. I apologize if it seemed that way. They are just not going to be given the full ceremony that, for instance, the king was given.
Leon subconsciously uses thaumaturgy, and like all the stovetops light on fire for just a little bit and then simmer back down.
Like that happens, and everyone in the room is like Winston.
I would jump at that.
Commander Winston, stands there, but like, actually, I mean, yeah, they all turn at that and sort of look. No one's starting anything per se, but just as I said, I think it is time for you all to be on your way.
I think it is time.
So, the money?
Yes, that will be handled at the guardhouse. I will here. And she grabs a slip of parchment. And
I don't suppose that you would be willing to give us a bit of extra, since we have to have some discretion.
Yes, miss? Did you want to continue addressing me? It is your highness, by the way. As a matter of fact, this note
Wait, who's writing it?
This is the Queen Mother Safini.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fair. I realize it's hard because, you know.
Yeah, no, I didn't quite realize that, but still.
Yeah, no, the Queen Mother Safini is writing this.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're finished trampling all over that sentence, What I was in the middle of writing and attempting to say was that you will be paid double. Considering all of your hard work, it is greatly appreciated. Goodbye. And she hands you, Yu, the note.
Okay, I'll take it.
And we walk out.
We,
Or I
yeah.
walk out.
The Queen Mother Helena goes, "You're supposed to curtsy."
I bow.
She laughs openly. She was pulling your leg. Got him. Works every time.
Okay, we leave.
Yeah, you leave. You go up to the front. You are paid double, which you now at this point. Oh, unless someone was wanted to do something else.
Just something slight. While we're walking, can I get the drow's name again? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, Alexander. Alexander.
Can I make a perception check as we're leaving? See if I notice anything that looks out of the ordinary or suspicious as they're walking us out.
Looking
in any of the rooms that we walk through as they're heading us out.
Like, poking your head in every door, just like.
No, I'm just kind of glancing around.
Are you looking for?
I don't know, anything that would strike me as odd or out of the ordinary, or I suppose I wouldn't know necessarily what a castle is like on the inside typically, or.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a perception check. Go ahead.
11.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. You notice, like, as a point of interest and along those kinds of lines, there are guards at several posts around. None of them seem to have been disturbed, which isn't surprising, since you have determined that it seems like the animals originated from within the kitchen somehow.
Okay.
But yeah. You are paid your double, which you now discover is 20 gold each instead of 10 gold each for the day. So.
Okay.
$20 gold each.
The drow's last name Hamilton.
It is not. The drow does have a last name, but you guys didn't get it, so.
So it could be Hamilton.
It could be,
It's
but
great.
it's not.
This drow's not important, I'm sure. As the only living survivor of a crime scene, that's always.
You're a pretty messed up one that they're apparently trying to cover up at that.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Things happen all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Every Tuesday, I get a swarm of rats in my house.
I mean, increasingly every Friday, these sort of things seem to happen to you.
That's fair.
All the time. It's probably nothing.
So we leave the High District then, right?
Yes, you.
I assume we're kicked. Are we kicked out of the High District? Are we escorted out?
You are.
Are we allowed to go around the High District?
You are.
I would try.
Encouraged out. No, if you try and stray, they'll point you in the right direction.
With a
Did you
spear?
say kill us? Yes.
We do it. Go.
How many people are escorting us out? Can we take them?
I mean, surely there's not a lot left after a bunch.
Right?
Rats, so.
We wouldn't derail.
They're all distracted right now.
Those were like the cooks that got killed. Was that the only thing stopping you before?
Yeah. I assume they have weapons.
We're level 3 now. We can take him.
We're afraid of knives?
Oh yeah, that's
not
what I
alike
just
swords.
mentioned to the stream. P.S. Everyone leveled up at the end of last session.
3.
We're level 20 now.
So now we
No.
can kill everybody.
Level 3.
Oh.
Yep. So
Also-
I
now
misunderstood.
Now the murder hopefully begins.
I use power word kill on the closest guard.
Nothing happens, and they actually stab you, and you're a wizard, so now you're dead because you have no hit points.
I
That's
actually
right,
made a
that one
clone
through,
of
huh?
myself, so we're good.
We just step over to Ayu's body and then
Oh, yeah. Late game wizard
You
when they have
are-
clones of themselves,
Yeah.
like Palpatine.
Someone
Okay,
someone just sweeps my body into the the alley.
Into the sewer where it is immediately devoured by rats.
Apparently, all they
And
eat is
you are-
bodies. So
You are quickly approached by a Kenku bard. Alex, why don't you introduce your new character?
no.
Okay,
Kenku
but-
Bard.
Kenku Bard.
Kenku bard, that's the threat he keeps making to me if I kill
Is it like,
Shui Yu.
Their performance is just cawing. Like,
I was imagining kind of like beatboxing, you know, like they use other people's words and sounds and they make cool things out of it.
it'll just be the bird from Breath of the Wild that plays the accordion.
That sounds pretty great.
Okay, so what do we do now?
Oh no, could you actually do that for approximately 10 more minutes straight, please?
Yeah.
You could just play us a song.
That's what an accordion sounds like, right?
Yep.
what is
That's what
it?
it
Was that the
sounds like
intro
when
to
I
Game of
play it.
Thrones?
Yeah, when
Yep.
that sounds
It
Random
vaguely
sound.
sounded like the intro to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, see?
that one.
Oh, it's my favorite instrument, the squeaky door.
Yep, this is the squeaky door. No.
Alright, so you guys are done for the day. It's late afternoon as you are walking back.
This doesn't seem right, guys. Seems
Yeah,
very
kinda weird.
Yeah, I feel like this is possibly something to look into. I don't know that I feel comfortable just leaving this to them as they're obviously going to cover it up.
Ken,
I
I
mean,
should have
that's
talked
their
to the rats.
prerogative. They can cover up whatever they want to do. You know, they're
Yes,
the
but-
powerful people in this place.
Clearly something is going on here, and if they just cover it up, it's going to continue to happen and people will die.
I'm not too comfortable with how they responded to all the dead there. Even Commander Winston, who I thought I respected, he just brushed them off. What's going to happen with their families?
You guys, I know that these are characters that I made up, and also they're, like, not me, but I feel guilty!
What powerful source murdered these poor innocent characters?
Right? It's
We
almost
have to
like the
kill the
will
DM.
of some godly figure caused these people to die.
I don't want to DM anymore!
Well, you heard it here, guys. The stream is over.
We guilted our DM into submission. That's how you win D&D.
We officially won. Here's our goblin factory coming.
Ladders will be pumping out.
Yeah.
We'll have OSHA standard. This will be okay.
Yeah, OSHA standards.
What happens when the rats and snakes come and kill all the goblins?
There aren't any. Canon.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, we have an army of goblins, so
Yeah. We have infinite
We'll talk to them.
respawning goblins, so.
Okay, but
No,
infinite
no,
respawning
no.
goblins still means a lot of goblins are dying. Yes, kid, I will.
Then we'll make the rats and the snakes work for us too. Because
Yeah.
to join.
I mean,
Mhm.
We'll transform them
You know-
into
The
more
only thing that
goblins.
stops anyone from doing your bidding usually is just whether you can talk to them or not, right?
yeah.
I'm going to use this as a segue for Kenai to actually suggest Kenai should talk to these rats
I
in
I
the
don't-
sewers.
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea. We should try that.
I think we should probably go. Yeah. Like,
I wouldn't mind checking the library quickly to see if we could, find anything that sounds familiar to this that's happened previously, but this seems rather urgent.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
If we do end up going to the library, I would like to stop by the headquarters of Savros and ask them if they have any insight on it. So I think either we go investigate or we go directly to the sewers.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to... This is tough. This is, How quickly do you think they'll cover this up, guys?
Pretty dang quick, probably.
I don't know that we have time to try to research this. That can cost us.
Yeah, we can always research after.
I know I'm the one that suggested it in the first place, but... Maybe we should take a short rest, though. I'm feeling like there might be something else down here. We might want to
Kill.
take a few minutes.
Oh.
Wait, what?
I mean, yes.
DM, did we actually eat at that banquet?
No, they didn't give us any food. They were being like mean about it.
Okay, good.
They're okay.
These elitists.
Poison?
I did intend to say that you guys would have gotten like a like a little bit of food, not like you don't get to sit down and eat with them. The only thing that I think they were mean about was when Kenai tried to pull out a turkey leg in the middle of a funeral and start chowing down.
It was a goose leg.
It was a goose leg.
It was a goose
You're
leg.
right.
That's why it was mean.
Right? Because that's not appropriate.
Yeah.
If there's a turkey leg, then why not?
Okay,
do it
so
at the
can
red
we go
fair.
get like
It
something
feels-
to eat real quick and then...
Yeah,
Rest.
can we take a short rest?
Okay.
Yeah, you guys all go. You actually don't. It's the thing. I guess like taverns are. I mean, so it's the day of mourning,
Oh.
which means everything is closed.
Fair.
Can we
Still.
share Canai's goose then?
Yeah, so you guys
Can I do
pull some
that?
chunks off of the goose that I bought yesterday. He only cooked the leg, if I remember right. I'm gonna go ahead and say he probably at some point cooked the rest.
Probably.
There's nobody out on the streets right now, right?
There are a few
Yeah.
people around, but generally speaking, not a lot of people on the streets.
I mean,
Yeah.
you said it was still afternoon, though? After the rest, or no?
It's like late afternoon.
Okay.
Andy, before we take a short rest, or did you say, like, when you said you actually don't, you just mean like food, right? But we can still take a short rest, correct?
Yeah, I just meant, oh, you actually don't, like, go to a tavern, was what I was going to say.
As you guys sit down to take a rest, a black dragon.
Yeah.
You
Before we
died.
take a short rest, can I cast Cure Wounds with my Warlock slot? And then for
Yes.
that 1 hit point,
Wait, you could do that?
my Warlock slots come back after a short rest, and you can use your spells from interchangeably between the lists.
Did you
Oh.
grab a bag of rats to do the full heal
Warlock
trick?
multi-class is kind of stupid.
So then I'll rest and get that slot back in my 1 hit point.
Yes, you get 1 hit point.
Okay.
If anyone is down hit points, which I think
I could've just
Bonaliam
breathed
was
on you
the
and healed
only
that
one
1 hit
who
point.
got hit. So yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But I think you wanted her arcane recovery probably.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You have
anything
an
else you get
active.
back on short rests? I think Druid, you probably get wild shape back, huh?
I got my action surge back too.
Yeah, you get that.
Oh, you get that back on a short rest? That's really good.
Yeah, fighters get like everything back on the short rest.
They
I
just
won't
need
get
a
my Unleash Incarnation from my Echo Knight.
Oh, but you haven't used
Oh,
it
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, I don't know that I have that yet.
Clarissa magically developed powers overnight.
Right.
This is the way of D&D.
A little bit. I mean, you all magically developed powers like immediately
Yeah.
after you finished fighting and went, wow, I feel like I could do more stuff.
Weird.
That fight really made me figure out how this spell works.
Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly, I feel
No, I
like
just
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
whatever, like a level higher, whatever that means, you know? I just have this feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
no, it
Yeah,
makes
so we,
sense, you
like,
know, I observe.
Short rest.
It's like a birthday.
I like
Yeah.
observe Sava swinging his sword around a little, and I'm like, what if I made a sword shaped like that with fire? You know, it's more like a moment of inspiration that leads to develop.
How often I use my, green smite. Yeah, it
Yeah.
totally makes sense.
Oh yeah, he keeps using green flame blade, and I'm like, I can do that. Why isn't it green?
All right, you guys get a short rest. What are you doing now?
Sewers.
Yeah,
Like
do we know
6
where the
PM.
do we know where the end
Guide us to the sewers.
who?
William, the
William.
guard.
William. That's fair. I bet he would know.
Why would William know?
I mean, he's a guard. He'd know something about the city, right? I'm sure he knows
I
more
guess,
about the city
what-
than we do.
Why are we picking William? Is my question.
Because he's the guard that will be willing to
We
do
brought in
this.
a guy, and we're like, can I get to the top of the wall? Can you show me the sewer? Like, poor guy.
Let's do it. I
do
don't
it.
have a better option.
We don't know any of the guards' names except for William, so
We know William, and we know William
William
is willing to do some things he's
But I
not
don't
supposed
remember
to.
the names.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've met 3 guards and should know 3 guards' names, but we'll just stick with William.
Alistine knows William. And
I
no
like
one-
William.
Yes.
He seems
Alistine actually still doesn't know Commander Winston's name. She's just like, hey, that guy.
Yeah, that's pretty
Nor
cute.
does she care.
right.
Yeah.
It's
she could
irrelevant.
if she wanted to.
Yeah, let's go speak
Alright.
to William.
You
Okay.
guys go to the front gate, and fortunately, this is about the time. It's a little bit after William, starts his shift, so he's there. Oh, can I? It's so nice to see you. I don't remember what his voice sounded like. Was it kind of like this? It wasn't this at all.
He's so nasally now.
It wasn't
I'm
this at
fine with
all.
it. I like it.
That's my my druid gnome named Gimbal had this voice, but I don't remember William's voice, guys. What was it?
It was that. Just go with that.
It was, no, it was,
doing
it
that
was
now.
still kind of nasally, but it was more like this. Nope, I'm doing the same thing again. At least it's not southern.
Innocent.
William.
Innocent?
William, can
I think that's
Kind of like this? I don't
Wait.
think it was this. I don't think that's
I
right.
think it was something like that, to be
I
honest.
think it was closer to this, but I don't think it was
Yeah.
quite this. I think it was like this. It was this. I found it.
William.
We're gonna say it's this.
Hey,
Oh, hi,
William.
guys. Hi, Canai. It's so nice to see you. And Shui, you. And I'm so sorry. I don't remember your guys' names.
That's fine.
That's okay. Hey, William. Do you know how to keep a secret? We need your help with something. This is people could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Have you heard about the
I
rat
don't trust
problem,
you.
William?
You lied to me before.
Hold on, I'm going to give myself guidance, and then I'm going to go to William. Are
I
you ready?
just saw you cast a spell. What did you cast?
This is just like a pet talk. I'm just giving myself a pet talk right now.
Pep talk with specific hand symbols.
Yeah.
All right. I'll allow it.
Talking to his deity.
Yeah. I mean, no, you cast a spell. He saw you cast a spell.
Telling him.
He said, I'll allow it.
I'm telling him I'm giving myself a pet talk because
Yeah.
there's something
No,
very...
I get that. I do that every morning. It doesn't always seem to work very well, but when
No,
it
but
stays
You gotta believe it, William. You gotta
need to
believe
get
it.
for the day.
Believe it.
So, are you
So
ready
what's-
to help the city out? We could really use your assistance here. Can you help us find and get into the sewers?
Well, I'm kind of on duty.
Yeah, this is to
Oh,
serve the city, so
okay,
you would be
okay.
doing
Yes,
your
this
duty.
is part of your duties here.
No, guarding the gate is my duty. I got in a lot of trouble last time I left my post.
Why do you guard
William, the city needs you here. This is important.
Yes, the city needs me here. Here.
William, why do you guard the gate?
Here.
Okay. Let Can I handle
The
William?
city
All right.
forever.
This is his area of
It's
expertise.
Oh no.
Ken, I would not do that.
No, Can I would not do that. Can I would step up and just say, "This is really important to Can I," and just stare, waiting for an answer.
A lot of people died today.
Can I roll me a persuasion check with advantage because everyone's backing you up?
Can I not give him my guidance die?
Oh yeah, because you rolled guidance. You can give him the guidance because I'll allow it.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you have advantage and
plus
guidance.
D4, right?
Yes.
I don't know how to add the plus D4, so I'll just write that separately. That'll be a 14 total.
That's with
That's with guidance.
And with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Kenai's a very charismatic guy, huh?
7
it.
charisma.
Well, he has our hearts.
Ooh, 7?
I have 7 charisma.
7? That's real
Minus
low.
2.
I
Really?
hate you. That's real low. I'm making Kenai do all charisma checks from now on, by the way.
I love it.
Yes.
that's my
I'm
one
recording
roll.
my evil plan.
Oh, whatever, Bodilium. You do lots of things.
Yeah, so
Is it just me, or like Sapa sounds really quiet to me and I've had to turn his volume up a couple times? I don't know if is anyone else having that problem?
I can hear him
Really
still.
far away
He
from the
does
mic.
sound a little quiet,
He sounds fine on my end.
but
What if I just hold
That
this right
is way better.
Just
oh, yes.
right into
I
the mic
mean,
and turn that.
the whole persona is not way better, but it sounds way better. So
You sound like a radio host.
Look, be a lady
we're gonna
tonight.
get you a like mic arm mount. at
Yeah,
some
that's
point.
probably a good
Yeah.
idea. Anyways,
No, mic arm mount is the technical name. Anyways,
Right.
Yes. William looks at you and goes, "Well, I mean, I can't. Nope, I'm doing the wrong voice again. It doesn't matter. I can't leave my post, but the
William just has to
You
show
can-
us. Then
there's
William
a-
can go
manhole
back to post.
cover, in just he tells you where there's a manhole cover in the outer reaches.
and
Why
I'm
William,
not
cover
making it
for
canon
man's
exactly
holes.
where it is.
and
Where is
and William,
He tells you where it is.
we still have the map,
how
right,
much?
that they gave
Yep,
us?
he
Wait,
marks
William.
it on the map. It's beautiful.
William,
Do city people cover their man's holes?
Everybody wears pants, can I?
That's true. You should, yeah.
True. These are
Oh,
manholes.
your manhole.
William,
manhole
how
covers.
could someone get in trouble for going down there without permission?
I mean,
Well, Commander Winston told
probably.
Can I to do the rat.
I mean,
problem,
he
which
wanted us to
is
do
all the
this,
job, right? So
but
Oh well, if Commander Winston told you to, I don't
Yeah.
see a problem.
exactly, we were hired to kill the rats, so we're going down there to deal with the problem.
Yep.
this has all happened so
I
quickly.
don't
If
know
someone
why
else,
you
if someone else,
needed me, then
Commander Winston was busy. He didn't tell us where exactly to go.
yeah,
and
he
didn't want
was in a
to-
That
rush. He
makes
ran
sense.
off.
He often is in a rush and is just spewing direction. But
We-
he is a very good commander.
we put in a good word for you, and it seems it paid off. He sent us to you this time
Yeah.
for direction.
Yep.
Said you'd be very helpful if
Wow.
we needed anything. So thank
He
you
said
so much.
that about
Yeah.
me?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're our go-to
Alistair,
now.
roll a deception check.
With
With
advantage?
advantage? Or-
With advantage
all-
because everyone's backing you up.
Right. Kenai is going to reiterate the cool things William's done.
I got a nat 1.
With
Oh
advantage.
no!
With
Okay, roll
advantage?
2 nat ones because that would be fantastic, and I really hope you do.
Oh my god.
Got 17.
Please. Oh god.
What's your modifier? Is that with your modifier?
Yeah, that's plus my modifier. I have a plus
Okay.
1.
Okay. Oh wow! Thank you guys. I didn't realize. I am going to learn your names. Can you tell me what they are, please?
Liam?
You can call me Al.
Al. Wow, that is a good name. And Bonalium is also a good name.
I was really impressed. People often struggle with my name in this area, but you got mine very quickly.
Oh, I never forget someone who lies to me.
Insight check.
I'm just messing with you.
I don't know.
Inside.
Roll the
yes, she
3.
is being
Way
great.
you constantly spams insight, always fails.
Oh man.
All right.
I have a +2.
I guess you're just bad.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
3 with a +2?
Oh no, it would have been a 5. Sorry, I rolled a 3.
Okay.
But still.
Oh. I was like, isn't that just a nat 1?
All right, you guys are going to the sewers.
Yes.
We look around
All
before we
right.
go in. Make sure nobody's watching us.
Okay, make a perception check. Okay, no one's watching you. Good job.
9.
Okay, no one's watching you. Good job.
Great.
What is
So
this
let's-
hole?
So you
yeah.
you open the manhole cover. Oh, was someone trying to say something?
I was gonna say as soon as we do drop down, I'll use divine sense. But I want to wait until after you describe everything. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna ask what.
Ooh,
So you open it up. There is like a ladder to get down.
Before we go
I need a
down,
marching order and what the sort of plan is. Yeah.
can I drop a ball bearing down there and get an idea of how deep it is?
Did you?
I just
buy-
used
no,
my
you did
super
buy
nice-
ball
I have a
bearings,
bag of ball
okay.
bearings.
Yeah. I know you were
I mean,
talking about it, but I couldn't remember.
Can
Can I
we
use my dark
see
vision
how
to
deep
look
it is?
inside?
I'm assuming it's
Yeah, like
pitch
do we
black
just look
down there.
inside first? Is it? Or is the light streaming down from the open hole?
Well,
enough
again,
to
like,
see-
Dark vision exists.
I'm not sure how
and
deep it
it's-
is.
By the time you walk to go see William, talk to him, walk back over here, I mean, it's getting pretty dark. There's a little bit of light on the horizon, but, I mean, yeah, Alistine, you look down and you can see, like, you can't see super well, because it is pretty dark. And Bonalium as well, because you also have dark vision, right? Yeah, so you guys can sort of see the bottom. It looks like a
Fine, I keep my ball
sewer,
bearing.
You know? No, you've already dropped the ball bearing. It. Bloopsh.
We look at you like doing.
It clinks off your armor on the way down.
And then all of a sudden, something wakes up deep down in the hole and eats us.
Yeah. No. Actually, you do see like. Bonalium, you don't, because your passive perception sucks. But Alistine, you see as you're like looking down, they're just like a faint like scuttling of a few rats running away.
Ooh, there's rats down there.
Is there like a walkway, or is it like lead directly onto like water in the sewer?
There's like very narrow walkway. Like the ladder leads down through like, I mean, obviously not actually this size, but you know, a person-sized
Manhole.
hole down, manhole-sized roughly. You know, a little bit bigger. And then it opens up to a large pipe with a narrow walkway along the side for a short distance. You know.
I
So,
can offer
marching
to go
order?
first.
Okay, Bonalium, you start climbing down.
As soon as I touch floor, I'm gonna use divine sense again.
Okay, yeah, so as you're climbing down, you hear like some scuttling and like you know.
Um,
Don't worry, guys.
and I
I
would
fixed my
follow
mic
after.
so you can hear all of my gross noises.
Thank you.
Feel blessed.
That's
Um,
really the only thing I bring to the table as a DM is like
That's
10-minute
it. That's
spiels where I try and figure out
all
what
you've
voices
got.
are supposed to sound like, and weird animal noises. So
I
Enjoy
mean,
it.
there's got to be an audience for that, right?
it's probably not the audience we want, but it's the audience we deserve. So yeah, you climb down Divine Sense again, 60 feet. Not behind total cover, celestial fiend, or undead.
Can we light a
You don't sense anything.
torch as we go down, guys?
I turned like, why? Oh, right. Yeah, eyes.
Yeah, sorry.
It's still, I will say, like, with dark vision, you can see, but everything is in shades black and white. So, like, you notice the difference, and it's not, you can't see as far as you. Oh. Torch is useful. Yes. So, does someone light a torch?
Yeah, I guess I'll light a torch once we get down there.
Okay. Kana, you said you were going down next?
Yes. I want to go down, and as soon as I touch ground, I will produce flame in my free hand.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
So I don't
Yeah.
need to light a torch then.
Yeah. Who's
I'll
next?
go down.
I'll go last.
Okay. Alright, you guys are all down there.
What's it look like?
What
Right
you doing?
before, can I cover the manhole up right before I go down? Make sure it doesn't.
Well, Kanai went down before you. He's not going to be able to pick it up while you're going down.
Jueyu covers the manhole up. She puts the cover
Okay.
back on. So
Is
people
Shuei
can't
strong
like.
enough to move the manhole cover? Are you able to lift 50 pounds of
There's some
metal?
struggling, and actually make a strength check. I'll
12.
give it athletics if you have any sort of proficiency in that.
I'm gonna tap her on the foot. I'm
12.
just like, you can do it. I give
You
her
do it.
guidance.
You struggle. You almost fall, but you catch yourself and you close. The
You
manhole.
inject
yeah.
guidance through Shueyu's foot.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Through
It
my
has to be
boot.
done, so I like tap her foot and just go, you can do it. Do guidance that way.
All right.
So can I? These rats
Yep, they're-
can.
All right. Are there rats around, or
Can I
have
make
they
a-
scuttled from my firelight?
Check and just see if we notice anything
Yeah.
weird going on out here. How many rats there are.
I will
Yeah,
also look around for rats.
you guys hear a lot of rats. You're not really sure how many rats is a typical amount of rats for a like sewer. You haven't spent. I don't know about your personal lives, but I don't think any of you have spent a lot of time in the sewers. You definitely hear a lot of rats. Most of them have scuttled out of immediate view because of the flames.
We are getting a little bit of an echo from someone.
Oh,
We're okay. Just keep going.
okay. Yeah. So that is what's going on. What are you guys doing?
We don't notice anything else that
can
looks
I-
weird.
Well, can I understand the rats are running away from his light?
Yeah, I mean you're a druid. You understand nature fairly well. I'm not
Okay.
even gonna make you roll for that. In terms of you can roll perception, but I'll just tell you like you don't. It's a sewer. You don't see anything super out of place.
Okay.
You're not going to describe the smell?
It smells like poop.
Ew.
Yucky.
Smells like
Okay, I will put
here.
I will put away my
I
shield.
should have put description into that, but I didn't. So.
No, you're good.
And I will put away his shield so he has a free hand so they can keep produce flame on. But he will cast speak with animals with his other hand.
Okay.
And he will speak the language of the rat out into the sewer.
See, it doesn't work. If
it's
you
not
have
picking you
to
up.
have to
Oh, no!
turn. You understand my problem now. Like.
Alright, hold on. Let me turn.
You have to turn off.
It was noise suppression that did it. Echo cancellation might also interfere with it. Congratulations, viewers! You get a bunch of us making gross animal noises back and forth. It's still not working.
No.
I'm sorry.
You gotta make really loud, gross animal noises.
I'm the
Yeah.
one who makes gross animal noises around here. I don't think it's so much about how loud it is. It's really like the type of waveform that it creates. Gets canceled out by one of the
Just go
filters.
squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah, you can do that.
Squeak, 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 squeaker, squeakin', squeak, squeakum, squeak,
Which-
squeakers.
Which means
Squeak, squeak, squeakum, squeak.
He's literally just saying
Alright.
squeak.
Can I?
squeak?
I would
can
expect no
ask,
less.
He wants us to squeak. That's what they're saying.
And I will ask the rats, small ones. Can I is
Who you
asking
calling
you
small?
today?
Yeah, I'm not
Uh-huh.
small. I'm like as big as you. Come find
Oh
out.
God. Oh, is there is a rat that's big as me in there. Okay. That's the truth of it, right?
You
Oh,
don't know? You
I don't
can't see
know,
him yet.
I'm sorry. Moderately sized ones.
They also can't see us yet.
That you know of.
Well, maybe
can
not.
can I ask these ones? Do you know if some of your kind had gone to the big building in the center of the city today?
I didn't go there. Did you go there? No. No. What's in it for us?
Can I reach into his pack,
Oh
grab
no.
the goose remainders, and just place it on the ground? An offering, oh folk of the sewer.
Roll a persuasion check
Can I-
with advantage.
Well, after this roll, no matter what the roll is, I'm going to go, "You're doing great out there," and give him guidance for whatever his next check is going to be.
You can apply it to this one. I'll allow that.
Okay. That shall be a 13 total.
Okay.
My guidance does nothing.
I don't like the smell of them. No, me either. But I do like the smell of that goose. How can you tell it's a goose? I don't know, plot convenience? Good point. And,
The rare fourth
what-
wall rat.
it's a breed special to Ep2.
Can all the animals break the fourth wall?
Right?
Like,
Simone do.
Yeah, Simone do. Two, like, large 4 rats, but not like giant rats like you were fighting. You know, just some big hunkin' old rats.
They're chonky.
Slowly edge forward, like towards you guys from somewhere. I don't know. I don't have this place's geometry figured out, but and climb and grab the goose and tear off a piece and back up. Now, what do you want? I should not look at the paces I'm making right now.
they're great.
Can I ask these moderately sized ones, is there a way into the big building from these sewers?
Which big building? There's lots of big buildings.
The big building at the center of the city.
There might be, yeah. There is the Around the bend with the crack. Oh, that crack. Yeah, the crack. There's a crack.
Can these moderate-sized ones show Kenai? And if you do, Kenai will provide another of these geese to the moderately sized ones.
Whole one.
Yes.
One condition. You must not cook the new one.
Very well. Kenai will keep the new one safe from Kenai's flames.
Did that
Okay,
rat just
they
nod
nod
at
at you.
him?
What?
Did that rat? I'm saying this to the rest of the group. Did that rat just nod at him?
Yeah, you guys are hearing a lot of the gross noises I've been making, and that's it. You don't understand anything Kenai or the rats are saying.
I assume that I would understand what he's doing at least a little bit. Oh, I guess he told us what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, he
Nope,
offered to go speak with the rat. Yeah, he did have to like cast the spell for it to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so get the rest look at each other, look at you, nod, and start darting down the sewer.
Group, let us follow them.
We follow.
Did they tell you why a large group of them may have invaded the castle?
They did not know of any rats from the sewers that went into the big building. So they could not answer that for me. Or can I?
Seeming more and more.
So we got an idea of the size of them, right?
Yeah.
Were they big enough that I could have like put Simone on them and like seen from the bird's view so that we didn't have to like keep up with them or anything?
Yeah, you could try that. Simone could also probably just fly behind them.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch through her, and I'm gonna suggest that I think it wouldn't hurt us to stay a bit back from them. I can see where they're going through my raven's eyes.
Why, you don't trust them?
It's not that I don't trust them. They're just rats, but we don't know what's down here still. Doesn't
Oh, no,
never
I
hurt
feel
to.
like if we're asking them for a favor, we should do them the kindness of trusting them.
I don't. It's not that I don't trust them. It's I don't trust what else is down here. I don't think it hurts to have take an extra step of precaution here.
I mean, regardless, Kenai will follow them immediately, though.
Yeah,
if
fair
they're
enough.
Just immediately going
Okay.
there.
Okay,
We'd
yeah.
rather not lose them.
Yeah, so you guys have to. They're moving fairly quickly, as you know, rats moving through sewers. They can be a bit more dexterous, whereas these sewers, they are filled with. They have some like platforms like what you're standing on, but it's not like you can just take a stroll down the sewers like it's a river walk or something. Yeah, I know, crazy, but weird. But yeah, so why don't you guys all make me dexterity checks? Or you can use. I will also allow athletics or acrobatics to see how well you do following them, because I am a kind and benevolent DM.
Is this something you will allow me to give guidance on? I'm guessing
Guidance
not because
only
it's
lasts
sustained.
1 minute, right?
Yeah.
So
probably
it's
not
not really like you guys are following longer than a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So not really, yeah.
18.
Okay.
Athletics.
14.
14.
14.
6.
All right.
Continuing to be the dirty hobo.
14, 18, and 6. Okay, that's not terrible. Can I? At one point, you trip and take a dive face first into some unpleasant smelling substances. And we're gonna leave that description right where it is and not get further into it.
Do you have to say face first?
He got a 6.
No,
so
that's
yes.
fair. That's just ugh.
Yes, I did. It is in fact.
Anyways.
Someone roll me a d6.
I vote Can I rolls the d6 for.
Can I roll us a d6?
Yep.
A D6 since
This is Can-I's domain.
It is a 6 again.
Hey.
Okay.
6
Where's-
giant rats come
Yeah.
into attack.
Yep. No. 6 giant rats don't come out to attack, but
600.
yeah, no. Man. Yeah, I mean, there's giant rats in the sewer, and you rolled a 6. I'm sorry, but 2 giant rats do come out to attack. So let me just pull up an encounter real quick, because I was not expecting this. But yeah, so you guys are making. It's not too long after Kenai, has this little splash puddle party that you start to hear some louder squeaks and chitters. And how long does Speak with Animals last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, yeah, so I mean, it's probably still up when you hear them go, "Oh no, it's the big bullies! Oh no, we gotta go!" And the two that you are following, duck around like through some crevice or something. You can't quite see where they went. And then 2 big old giant rats emerge! Oh no!
Rodents of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
Yeah.
Are they attacking us?
Yeah, you guys have to roll initiative, so there's
Oh, okay.
that's a good hint. That
One
they might
second.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
they're
come at
neutral
you and start making gross noises and act like they're gonna attack you.
We have some.
Oh my goodness! It's amazing the difference between level 2 and level 3, the gross things I can throw at you. Like, this is gonna be extremely boring if it's just 2 giant rats, guys. We gotta fix
I mean, don't tell us that. Just have
I
something
know.
else pop up.
2 giant
Okay,
mutant
I
rats.
know, I'm just teasing.
Now we're
I'm
gonna
still
expect
learning
it,
this.
right? We're like,
Let me
aha, we
learn
killed the rats,
things.
and then a vampire spawn comes around the corner or something. Oh shit!
Ones where as soon as they touch the sewer water, just more rats start popping off their back.
Yep.
Oh
Cut
god!
them in half and then they turn
Oh.
into like multiple rats.
We have
grow
a
3 heads.
trypophobia trigger warning.
That's gross. Yeah, no, it's just a couple. It's 3 giant rats, actually. Did you guys roll your initiative?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. Alistine,
19.
can I?
7.
Bonalium.
9.
Shueyu.
16.
All right. Everyone, please forgive what I'm about to throw together and roll 20 very quickly.
Fuck.
Oh, Joel! Such crude language.
That is
We agreed that this would be
unacceptable.
a family show.
That's how you make
Family
families.
show.
We totally
Family
just
show.
made it.
And then you go around throwing the fuck word there.
That's how you make families. Everybody needs to know.
Oh no.
Okay. That took a turn I wasn't expecting. Hey, sex education is important. I'm not sure that that's our job exactly here as a D&D show.
And SE.
I mean, D&D is where I learned about
Reportedly-
sex.
Right?
Is it? Because
It's like the fantasy version of the birds and the bees. It's the Dungeons and the Dragons.
Yeah, we are playing a role-playing game.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna just be going now.
Dungeons.
So
I
when
can't
I'm on
So we're in the big poop hole.
My set. Okay, you guys, find yourselves in the big poop hole.
Yep.
Where there is a lot of poop. This is my very good map that I worked very hard on for 15
Did you
minutes.
intentionally choose a yellowish shade of brown?
Yes.
It's so bad.
Yes, I did.
So Vanessa, we are going.
Oh, let me
There
see
is
if I
not
can.
much I take pride in.
Vanessa, just to clarify, we went down into the manhole towards the crack, and now we're going through the tunnel of poop.
Well, you're going to. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit out of order because you're going through the poop to get to the crack.
Yeah, we're going towards
what
the
a
crack.
metaphor.
But there's some big furry stuff in the way, so.
Yep.
It has teeth.
I can keep it together until I see like laughing at the bottom of my screen, just dying. All right.
God.
1 second,
so
guys.
all
We
roll
lost the map.
initiative. We lost the map.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened.
Where's
Oh.
the map? Where's the map? Where's the map?
There we go. We have the map back.
We have the map back.
There's the
Yay!
Swiper, no swiping.
Map. Oh wait.
All right. So. Let's see. Alistine with a 19 initiative. Let me double check something. What's your dex modifier?
+3.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. You are up first. You see some big gross rats crawling towards you.
Ew. Gross.
They're yucky.
Do they look like large rats? Just
Yes.
large rats, or anything in particular strange about them?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Now,
So,
mind you, I only have my produce flame light.
Yes. Oh yeah. What's the radius on that?
That is 10 feet of bright light and an additional 10 feet of dim.
okay, I would be very
So
close
you can actually only
to
see
him.
this rat, and
then.
also it was there the whole time.
What? Okay.
Well, I mean, you can't. You can be farther up, but the marching order is what you guys said it is. You'd still have some light there.
Okay. So I would only see the first big one, right? Or the first one.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize the radius of his thing was so small. I would have lit a torch or something then.
I'm
but...
sorry. I keep forgetting that I have to control your token for you. Would you be all the way up behind Alistine then?
Yeah, I would be as close as possible then because I can't see otherwise.
That's as close as you can be.
Yeah.
So are you rolling a perception check? Can I? Because it's.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
What do my can eyes see?
I don't know. You have to tell me what the perception check was.
My can eyes see with a 22.
Wow. With a 22,
wow.
These are very large rats. One thing you notice, actually, rather than really noticing anything special about these rats, you recognize that the rats that you saw before at the palace seem sort of like foamy at the mouth more. These ones don't. Their eyes are not as bloodshot. Also, the ones at the palace looked a little bit sharper than these, sort of.
Sharper.
Like, the ones at the palace were just very angular rats, for lack of a better word. Much as someone who sometimes conjures or might know a little bit about conjuring things, you would know that things from the Feywild tend to have a sharper appearance. So that might be a connection you would make. But it is Alistine's turn.
Okay. I kind of want to do something fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I remembered that I have the decanter of endless water that can blast a 30-foot geyser out in front of me. Question, Can I and Bonaliam are right in front of me. Can they duck down if I tell them to?
They can on their turn.
Could she hold her action?
Could, if you want. Excuse me,
Sorry.
sir, I am the DM. And I was getting to that, yes. You could tell them to duck, and you could hold your action for a moment in which they were out of the way for you to shoot the geyser of water. But you don't. If they don't do that, then you have lost your turn. So
yeah, but I mean they're in front of me anyways, and the only other thing I could do is shoot, and I'd have to shoot over them anyways too.
So the rules with that are a little sketchy. You can shoot through allies. It's not the same as like a big, like the water is like a geyser in a straight line, whereas you can aim your bow around them a little bit. So I wouldn't count it as like them having cover when it's through your allies.
Could we donate our reactions to Duck?
No, that's not how it works. Sorry. She could ready the action to do it, but.
Okay. I mean, it's the first turn. I'll do that. I'll ready the action.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Just for a little bit more description.
Yeah.
What?
Huh. I was gonna say, is she gonna tell us to duck first though?
She's just gonna hold it and hope that you guys duck.
Can I, Bonaliam? When you can move. I'm gonna blast them with the water. So get out of the way.
Character, honestly, I think she should just include Can I with it so that we can clear off some of that poop water.
Fair, but one thing I was just
Kenai doesn't understand because Kenai normally smells like he doesn't.
Oh, there we go. Just for some clarification, we will say this is the actual shape of the sewage pipe around you. The two ends are open, but
Yeah, but that's the width of the pipe.
but that's the width, and the platform you are on is 5 feet above the sewage below.
This is a large sewage tunnel.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't know a lot about sewage tunnels, so.
So that's the whole sewer there underneath us, and we're on the platform.
Yes,
Okay.
essentially. Yes, so you are holding your action to shoot the geyser. You can still move, or if you have a bonus
You're
action you want to
cutting
use.
out a little bit.
Oh no. Anything like that, you can do that.
No, I think that's it. Just ready my action.
All right. Then up next is our little friendly friend in front,
Friendly.
Mr. Rat A.
Mr. Rat.
A. Mr. Rat A. Thank you very much. Takes a bite out of Can I.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What does he bite me with?
Feet.
With its teeth?
With his tail.
I meant like with his roll.
Yeah, I was getting
It's
there.
with his tail, so not very good.
Yeah, right. That's a 7.
It was definitely with his tail.
It was.
Yep.
He's like, how do you bite again? I haven't done this
It
in a
was.
while.
Yeah. No. Yep.
With your feet? With your tail?
Oh. These are small sized. Fun fact.
So they're only the size of children.
Yeah.
So we're
Child
murdering
size.
children?
If you
Yes.
melt them down into a cup the size of a 2-year-old.
Small creatures that are allies of each other can occupy the same space, right? Man,
I
this is
think
something
that
we should
goes
have
with-
to talk-
I think it goes with more than just small creatures. But I'm not too sure.
I don't know the ruling on
There's
that.
like I think because I know that
I thought you could
small
share
creature-
spaces as long as they're willing.
no, not with medium. I mean, you might. No, I don't think you can with medium size. If you have a small and a medium person, the small person can occupy the same space as the medium person, I think, but two medium creatures cannot.
Oh, you can move through. Okay, never mind. Not
Yeah,
stay
move through is different than attack from or like staying in. But I think at the very least, two small
Tinies
creatures.
can.
What? Tinies
Tinies
can.
can.
What about small?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Small creatures occupy the same amount of space as a medium.
Okay,
Yeah.
but can they share the space to attack? Is what I'm wondering.
I would say if there's use the same amount of space as a medium, I would say no.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's specific rules. It might be for
I don't
a
know.
specific origin, like halflings, maybe something like that I'm thinking of. But not important right now. We'll figure it out for later. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Smalls can move through the space of a medium and smaller.
That might be what I'm thinking of then.
But tinies
Um,
can share.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything with you guys so packed together like that. So they just
yes.
scoot up on you like that. Jueyu, your turn.
My turn?
Yeah,
So if I tried to
really think this through.
shoot something at them, can I aim around my party members?
Yes.
Um,
Not if it's a geyser of water or a magical effect that originates from your space.
a magical effect that originates from my space?
So, like, a ranged spell attack is different than,
Okay, yeah, it's a ranged spell attack.
Lightning bolt kind of thing. Okay, ranged spell attack, yes, you can aim around.
I am going to cast Scorching Ray.
Oh, no. You can only see 2 of them.
I can only see 2 of them? Okay.
Yes.
Do I have to pick my targets first, or do I just roll one and then...
Yes.
Okay.
So it's you can target multiple creatures. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It's 3 blasts.
But you all of the blasts occur at the same time.
Okay.
So you have to say where they're going first, and then you roll each one.
Okay.
It's not like multi-attack.
I will send 2 to the first one and 1 to the second one.
Go ahead and roll your attacks, please.
1 second here. Okay. 14. 20. 7.
Okay, the 2 to Rat A both hit. Roll your damage.
5. 17.
Rat A goes up in a puff of smoke.
Oof. 2 6s
but
and
Rat
5 and a
B
1.
Is untouched. So
The 3 beams of fire streak out at them.
yeah. There we go.
Kenai looks with glee as flames arch above his shoulder and strike rats.
Up next.
I learned from the best. Been taking notes.
This one is gonna run up to here and not be able to do anything.
Great fight.
I mean,
It's the
it can move
problem
through.
is,
What if
yeah,
you
but
jump
it
on
has
the
to
wall, like
dash to
parkour?
do that,
I guess
and
that's
then
true.
it won't get to attack, which might be a little bit metagamey on my part. I don't care. I want one of these to get to roll an attack on someone. I guess the first one did, but
This is just
Bonalium,
XP grinding
you're
at
up.
this point. You say
This is
Bonalium?
what?
This is just XP grinding at this
I know,
point.
right?
This is what we wanted to do in the first
That's
place.
the real
Grind
trick.
rats in the
It
sewer.
turns out, yeah, grind rats in it.
A rat
Oh,
grinder.
man.
That's our factory. We can have a rat grinder.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins can grind some rats.
All right, I am going to Mind Smite Rat B.
It's like-
Roll your attack.
Nat 20.
I mean, roll your damage.
I need.
Oh, hey, it's dead.
I didn't even get to blast it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like
I'm
holding it like,
sorry.
move out of the way, and then they're all dead. And I'll be like, dang it.
Yeah.
Is a 13.
Yeah, it's dead.
It's
and
okay.
And then I die.
And then you die. I was wondering if you were going to remember that. Okay, Bonalium ducks.
I realized I could have just maged hand one off the side.
Gotta love.
And instead I blasted it.
I mean, hey, it worked.
It's real dead. And it's sure it smells real good in
Almost
here.
Dead. I mean, yeah, it's very dead. Can I? It's your turn. Take me out of this misery, please.
Okay, I'm not gonna be a little weird about this. I'm just gonna throw my produced flame at the rat.
Can you still hear them?
I'm not gonna
for
grapple
attack.
it or anything. That was my initial
Grapple
thought.
the rat.
No. Hold it down for a clear shot.
So that you guys could both get blasted.
Into the sewage.
Yeah, I decided that didn't make sense. So instead, I will throw my flame at it. That is a 14.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Don't worry, it is only 2, so it lives.
Oh wow.
Yay!
I
Did you
mean, yeah. To be fair, I don't know what I was gonna say there. What I should have been saying. Do you do anything else? Do you use any movement? Do you recall anything your comrades have said to you?
Nope. No, I'm kidding.
I blast you anyway.
You can't, unfortunately, unless he ducks,
Oh.
because it has to trigger
Can
the.
I? Can I? Will just duck.
Yeah,
Get
it's
low.
sort of a. Would he understand that?
Will he
It's kinda-
goose?
Scotty, get low,
Fun.
low. No, he
Duck
didn't goose.
Okay,
He didn't duck.
Alcine, roll your attack. You open your geyser of little bottle of water. Speak the command word.
Yeah. It says it doesn't have like a attack thing like on my weapons. It says the target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or take
Okay.
1d4 bludgeoning damage
So-
and fall prone.
The rat is going to roll a strength then.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for the rat.
He's not strong.
Ah, but it rolled very well. That's a 15, so it passes. Does it say
Aw,
anything about half damage on a successful save?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
then
no.
yeah.
Does it get pushed or anything, anyways?
I think it's only if it fails.
Wah, wah, wah.
But it's your turn again.
It's probably smelling nice and clean now.
I mean, the whole place smells very bad, so you can't tell, but you think maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my crossbow, I guess, and shoot it.
A good plan. As good a plan as any.
Should have just done that in the first place. Instead wasting
No, I
my
liked the water thing. It was so good. If you had gotten all 3 of them, that would have been so good.
That would have been pretty good.
Okay, I got 22. Does that hit?
Yes. Roll damage.
Does the rat explode?
Yes, it's dead.
1d8 is that one. I'll learn eventually what they are. It's 6 damage.
It's dead. It
But I'm
dies.
I'm
Helsing
sad
out
it
the
is.
blow. I think the
Yeah.
water trick was just a trick so that you would get the killing blow.
That
because
was it.
I killed the last one. Took
All
care of
right.
it.
We are good to no longer be on the combat overlay. That was a bonus combat for all you guys who were disappointed, thinking that you weren't going to get combat this session. Not that you had any way of knowing that.
Surrender!
Yay, we murdered rats!
Weird,
Yay!
The rats are dead.
a weird, thing is that the geyser actually only hits one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Good to know.
Yeah, I was just checking for the, what it would happen.
unless you want to, DM rule that
Yeah,
if
I
the
mean,
first one
rule
fails,
of cool
it
it.
hits the next one behind it, and if that one fails, it hits the next one behind it.
And then a domino effect.
If anything,
And it actually
Oh yeah,
does
fail. Yeah.
D100 damage.
Yeah. You know what's weird is I actually don't. I don't want to rule that way.
Plus 40.
It's super weird, huh? It's just weird.
You're just
Okay.
lame.
That's not very nice.
I think it is. I rolled a
Oh,
d20.
well.
I rolled a nat 20 on niceness,
You
and
did.
it's
No, that's not what you rolled the nat 20
Yeah.
on.
I
You
got
have
a nat
disadvantage
20.
on all niceness checks.
I still got it though.
Wow, she rolled another 20.
She rolled 2
Wow.
20s. That's
Wow.
true.
She actually rolled higher than a 20 on her D20. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Somehow the
it's
D20,
strange.
grew another side. It says with 1,000 on it. So I think I won.
You're right, Clarissa. You won D&D. That's the end, guys. Sorry, everyone has to.
2 weeks in a
Because
row.
Clarissa
I won
won.
last week too.
Well, we'll play for second place, guys.
Okay, what happens?
All right,
now?
are we back to our normal?
Yeah, we've been here
Okay.
for a while.
I don't
Our
know,
normally
not
scheduled
routine things.
programming. We
Back
return.
to our
I got it. You don't need to
regularly
like
scheduled
tell me
programming.
when to.
We're in the poop tunnel.
I wanted to know so that I could, guys, back off of this map. Actually,
Oh,
sorry.
fair. No, you're
just so I
fine.
don't forget and leave it for the future. But yeah, so that's the end of that combat. And now you guys are standing here.
And we level up,
wondering
and we're
what to
level
do.
20 now.
One of those other rats kind of pokes its head out and goes and starts moving forward in the direction it was going again. You no longer understand it. But it's going, and the other
as
one
we
pokes its
proceed-
head out.
Well, I'm just gonna follow it.
Yeah.
I'll follow.
We follow.
Can I have
You
the
follow.
bird also following? Simone? Tell Simone to follow
Yes.
also.
Simone the Raven
Yep.
does follow as
Thank
well.
you.
Actually-
Thank you for naming it that.
You're
Are
welcome.
any of these rats? What's this? Okay. I'd like to pick up the smallest of these rats.
There's
Possibly
two of them.
putting it in
It's
my
like a small
packet.
dog.
Oh, the dead rat bodies.
Oh.
Yes. The giant rats.
Okay, yeah.
How big are they?
They're
guess.
bigger than your bag, probably.
How much do they weigh?
60, 50 pounds? 50 pounds. That feels good.
That's a big rat. Jeez.
It's a.
I mean,
it's
it is a
not
big rat.
okay. A normal rat, like this is a giant.
Yeah,
rat.
no, for
That is
sure.
the definition.
Yeah.
For sure.
A giant
sounds
rat.
good.
Big dog-sized
Big ol-
rat.
Yes, it is a dog, like a large.
It's
dog.
one of those New York rats.
It's Pizza Rat.
It's not.
Right.
The pizza rat was a hoax.
Okay, this is probably for the better, so I don't end up feeding these rats one of their kin.
I
I'm
choose
gonna
to believe.
just proceed forward.
Fair. I think it's not.
What were you gonna do?
Tangent.
Were you gonna give it a rat and tell it was a goose?
Wait, what?
Here's your goose.
Oh
I didn't-
no!
Your goose is not cooked.
Oh no.
That was the one.
Follow-up battle with
That was the one that did me in. I'm going.
Hey, bye guys.
Guys, I'm already sleepy. Is it time
No.
for a break yet?
Yes, it came already in past.
I didn't get a break because I was making this very beautiful map for you all.
Gorgeous. Okay, so we're following
Gorgeous
the
to
rat,
creepy.
then, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
yes.
following the rats. The rats. So yeah, you continue to follow them. To. Let me pull out my map. Actually, no, that's not where the map is.
Is there a way that we can tell that we're getting closer to the center of
Yeah.
the city, the palace?
That's sort of what I was.
Or does it just
actually,
start
that's why I
smelling a
wanted
little
to
more
put the map-
fragrant? You know?
It all smells just as bad.
Wait, rich people
however,
poop the same?
So you get
What?
well, not
I
exactly.
thought it
the
came out
same.
smelling like lavender or something.
You guys travel a bit farther.
There's
and
incense
you
burning.
reach a spot where the I mean, the inside of the sewer at this point has all been like sort of stone and rocks, but the stone, there's a transition with a big grate over it, and there's more like
A big great what?
nicely worked stone. A big, great set of metal bars.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Oh, great, indeed. The rats can fit through just fine. You all cannot.
How far apart are the
I cast
Are they, like-
remove grate.
Don't worry, guys.
Are they like?
I got something for
Are
this.
they?
And I pull out my diplomacy,
What?
which is the what I named my portable ram.
Oh,
Did you
right.
name it the... Okay.
Oh no.
I thought you were about
Yes.
to try and convince the bars to let us through.
Here is my
Right.
only issue with this. There is another D&D stream in which there is a character that names their items. And that character has an item named Diplomacy.
Okay, fine.
Is it
I'll
a
name this
ram?
one
I'm
Persuasion.
sorry, it just feels a little bit weird.
I'll name it Persuasion.
Persuasion is good, I like that.
I'm going to
A
use
gentle
my
touch.
persuasion to open this crate.
Negotiations.
You use your persuasion.
Question?
Go ahead and- Yes.
Have we been seeing other ladders to get out of the sewers?
A few. A couple.
Okay.
Not like a ton, but yeah, there's like a few around.
Not just like one entrance and we're gonna get like totally trapped down here.
Stuck forever. You all die. End of campaign, make better characters.
We're trapped in the poop.
Only when you make a better campaign.
Oh, sorry. I worked really hard on this one.
Well, I worked really hard on my character.
Does it seem
Yeah,
like
roll
the
a
rat?
strength check.
First, I'm going to like pump myself up, just do like a little jog, just
Give
like,
yourself some guidance, yeah.
myself some guidance.
Oh, what were you saying, Joel?
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it look like the rats are stopping to see if we're following them, or are they just going on?
They stop for you for a minute.
Okay. Okay.
So just a flat strength check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as you hit the metal bars with the battering ram, the rats scatter and run away.
7,
I rolled for it.
11,
It seemed more
12.
appropriate.
14. It was only a 14. Unless somebody wants to help me with this and give me... Wait, I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a 12, 14, 15, 17.
All right. Couple things. You do manage to get a little bit of a bend in one of them. Not a particularly large bend. You can't get through it any easier, but you think with a little bit of time, not, a terribly long time, maybe 20 minutes, some help from others, you might be able to get these bent in a way where most of you could probably squeeze through. You're gonna have the hardest time getting through. You
So the rats definitely scattered, though?
you do all become aware of the very large amount of noise this makes, and the fact that you're not really that far underground
Echoing tunnel.
and are presumably relatively near the High District.
I
Was
would
there a question?
probably.
Can I?
I would probably. Okay, so the rats definitely scatter though after the first hit with the ram.
They start to run away. You can have a quick reaction to try and stop them if you want.
I would like to have a reaction to stop Bonalium from hitting more times.
You can do that, yeah.
Okay. Like I'll put a hand on Bonalium's shoulder and say, wait, tall one. I have a way to get around this. Kenai has a way to get around this.
I sadly put the ram back into the pack. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Were you trying to say something,
Oh.
Ooh.
Christine?
Oh, I
My-
think Joel's going into it, I think.
Oh, okay.
My bird would
'Cause I
have
know one of
continued to
us
follow
can
the
clear
rats.
bars.
You would ask if I what? Could just melt the bars. I don't know. Does wildfire fuel melt steel beams? That
I mean,
doesn't
you
really
can
make sense.
teleport to the other
Laser
side.
beams
with
melt
your-
steel beams.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do that, but I'm definitely going to do that. But
Yes, Shreyu, you're trying to say something.
My bird would have still followed the rats.
Okay,
Yeah.
the rats, go 2 different directions and go quickly because they're scared up into places
Okay.
to hide.
Okay.
So, they mostly just go, yeah, they run and hide. They don't, like, continue down the way or anything.
Okay. I guess my bird would wait near one of them.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's fine.
Okay. Alright. Anyways, following through with the actual plan, I will conjure Enya in this tunnel, and then I will have her utilize her fiery teleportation to have us teleport to the other side of the bars.
Ooh.
We get over to the other side. I'm like,
He
I
just
look
realized
back
what was
at the bar.
happening.
like, yeah, I guess that works too.
Yeah.
I kick a rock.
All right.
I snap my bird out.
Yeah. So you guys are on the other side of the bars now. The rats are gone.
I
Well-
will also cast Speak with Animals again and re-enable the enchantment and call out to them.
What were you going to say, Shui?
I would have an idea of where they were, because while this was going on, I would have looked.
You also said you just said you snapped your bird.
Yes, but
out.
I would have gone into its vision to see where the rats were. I guess I didn't say that,
mean,
but
they went into hiding spots. Like, you might be able to figure out where they were. Now that Kenai is speaking with animals, yeah, you have a
Okay.
general direction of, like, you can point him that way if he wants
Yeah.
to get the same rat.
okay.
Kenai, what do you say?
Moderate-sized ones, please do not be afraid. My large friend will not make strange, sudden noises anymore.
Where's our goose? My throat is very dry now.
Kenai does not have a goose at this moment. Kenai shall give you the
You
goose.
said goose.
Yes, when the moderate-sized ones have shown us this crack, Kenai shall provide the goose.
Crack. What crack?
The crack in the kitchen.
The
Right?
kitchen?
In the big building at the center of the city.
Oh, big building crack, yeah. But where's our goose?
Kenai will give that to the moderate-sized ones later.
Do you have a goose now?
No.
Guys, I almost just said rats. And then realized it, and then I couldn't say it. But then I also could not say it.
Should have said it.
I know, but then if I did say it knowing that I was saying it, it was not the same. So, yeah. Alright. We will show you. But no more banging!
No more banging in this brown tunnel
No more banging.
until we get to the crack.
They continue showing you forward. Eventually, you make your way. It's more of a, like, wrist movement, you know. There's definitely some arm action in there as well, but, like...
I like that you said wrist movement and then stopped moving your wrists.
I know, as soon as I said it, I was too much. I'm tired, guys. Forgive me. Okay. This is too distracting. Okay. As I look over here to not be distracted by it, you guys eventually make it to what is deemed the great crack in the big building by all of the rats. And you see many large rats living their lives on the edge near the great crack in the big building.
I love the great crack.
the great crack in the big building.
The great crack.
All hail the great crack.
Mm-hmm.
How big is this crack?
Big enough for these rats, which are, again, they're not like the size of the giant rats, but they're probably like, you know, you don't know the size of my cat, but he's a pretty big cat. They're about his size. So the size of large cats.
Frightening.
You think maybe a giant rat, if really trying, could maybe squeeze its way through here?
Can we see through the crack?
Not like you can see a little ways, but it seems like it goes quite a ways. Like you'd have to shimmy through a little distance to get to anywhere.
Have we seen any spiders or snakes in this
You
poop
have
tunnel?
not.
I'm
You give us the
5'3" and
goose
I'm
now.
pretty slender. Could I
You give us
fit?
goose. No, you could not.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could try, but
I'm not gonna try.
Yeah.
You can send your bird.
I could send my bird. I will do that.
I don't. Your
It waddles
bird
through.
looks at you, and it looks at this crack, and it looks at you, and you get the feeling of like, I can't fly through that.
It can walk.
Maybe like this is like a crack in a wall, like going different ways. Like
I mean, it's got like
Can't-
legs.
yes, but this is like it would have to climb, which birds aren't really known.
I'm not sure if you shimmied through anything with only your legs and no arms.
Yeah,
It would be difficult. I'm not
Especially
saying it
not-
wouldn't.
Especially not if your legs were bird legs. Which is
I-
Chicken feet.
like not even just like bird legs, like someone making fun of you for having bird legs, which is the thing people say if they want to make fun of you for having skinny legs. But like literal bird legs, which are even skinnier than that.
Just imagine it, like,
Comparatively. And also literally, I guess.
If it's cat-sized though, like, anyways,
But
that's
they're
fine.
like squeezing and stuff. Yeah, it's not.
No, that's fine.
Ravens are
The
large birds.
point is,
too.
if this was an
Or-
obvious thing that people could get through, probably someone would have noticed it by now, maybe.
That's fair.
But yeah, the rat says,
I think Sabo is trying to say something.
yeah, sorry, Saba.
I was just imagining while you're looking at the bird, like, you get in that hole. You get in there right now. And you
I mean,
squeeze.
I can just telepathically tell it what to do, so it would try.
It does try. It
Get stuck.
very ruffled feathers and gets kind of stuck, yeah. You see little bird legs just sort of like wiggling backwards.
Oh no. I'll make it make rat noises. It can do that.
It can't.
It can. It has mimicry.
Oh, okay. Mimic of voices. I don't know.
It
that a
can mimic
bird-
any sound that it's heard. That's a
any sound?
feature that it has.
Okay, I didn't know it
Yeah.
was any sound. I assumed it was a voice.
No, it is any sound. Anyways, it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
It makes rat noises instead, like. And those, yeah, the rats look at you. It's only been a couple more minutes down.
Okay.
You give us
So
goose.
can I?
Give us goose.
hmm. Kenna will feel bad that he doesn't have a goose prepared, that he wasn't expecting it to be sudden. He'll pull out all of his rations
Oh no.
and kind of dump everything down onto the sewer floor. All the crackers and dried fruits and whatever.
I will,
Oh, mother
is
is
not
good.
goose
Mother is good.
lawsuit.
She brings us many gifts.
maybe not. They don't need it.
That'll be
Praise
5 days.
Talona,
Of
Mother is
rations.
good.
We don't know why he's
Yeah.
dumping all this out, right? Because he's
No,
still
we just see him dumping
Yeah,
out
he's-
and making bird
Can I is the only one
rat
who hears
noises.
anything there.
We're just like, what?
So we don't hear them saying this, only he does.
Mm-hmm. Let me know if you need me to repeat anything I said.
Oh, so you said mother is good? Is that what you said?
She is good. Mother is good. Praise to Loda. She has brought us many gifts.
Praise to Loda?
Talona.
Talona. Okay. Praise
Yes.
Talona. Okay. Can I recognize that name? I guess you would recognize it as the name said earlier. For the
Yeah, I do
wall.
believe Bonalium specifically said the name Talona.
Okay. Can I will take this moment to not only inform the party of what the rats have just said. Can I will say, the moderate-sized ones say praise to this Talona. I believe Bonalium said it earlier. This
Yeah,
Talona is some
Ew.
figure.
Worship? They're
that's the
rats.
goddess of poison and disease. We saw her symbol back up at the top.
Yes.
Hmm.
Can I suspect that these rats, or these moderate ones, are not the same as the moderate-sized ones within the palace, nor are they related, though they do worship this figure Talona?
Interesting.
Can I believe so? Because the rats, or the moderate ones before, were different.
Are you
And can I suspect that probably they may have come from the Feywild, which is a reflection of nature as it is in this realm?
are you still able to communicate with these medium-sized ones?
Moderate. They are not medium. They are not
Moderates.
even.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take
Are you still able?
Medium means something here.
Can you possibly ask them where they learned about this deity?
Yeah, I could do that. Unless Sava wanted to add something as well.
Yeah, I was taking out a piece of parchment and drawing the symbol of Talona and ask, can you confirm if they know this symbol?
Okay.
Fair point.
I'll turn back to the rats and go, moderate ones.
Do you have goose?
Kenai will get goose later. Kenai has offered Kenai's rations in the meantime as a symbol of my goodwill, Kenai's goodwill. However, Kenai will ask the moderate ones, where did you hear of this Talona?
Talona is mother. Mother is good. Mother brings us here. Talona is good.
When did mother bring you here?
Mother brings us here. Mother is good. She brings us food.
Okay.
Mother is good. Check something.
I'll point at Bonalium's drawing and say, do the moderate ones recognize this?
Is this goose? This is not goose.
No.
Do you have goose?
It is not goose. Not yet, moderate one. Be calm. Be still. The goose shall come in time.
You do not tell us what to do. You are not mother.
Where is mother, then?
Mother is
Can
all
I speak to
around.
mother?
Oh gosh.
Did we find
Mother, you do not
religious
speak to
rats?
Mother. Mother speaks to us.
Religious.
Rat cult.
Oh
Good
no.
gracious.
Oof. Intelligence of 2. I shouldn't even have them tell you this much.
Probably.
No, I mean, I feel good about this interaction.
These are like the excellent rats of the sewer.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
They had a proper education, you know.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
the they're the ones who understood you.
I'm writing
these
notes about these
goose.
rats that are religious because I've never heard anything like this.
You don't really hear most of what they're saying, to be fair.
Well, I hear that he knows that they're that they know of, so that's fair. That's fair. I would at least write that.
You don't understand his side really.
Can't
It's fine.
really hear you, Sava.
We can't understand Can I either, correct?
No,
Not
you
really.
can't understand. I
I'll be
don't think so. I
speaking to
mean,
them
I'd
in
have to
rat.
look at
Oh,
that
actually,
spell.
I think speak with animals just makes it so that they understand my speech, but my speech itself doesn't change. It's not like I speak a different language. But let me double check
How
as
that
well.
works.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration.
But does that mean I'm speaking a different language? Or does that mean they understand the language I'm already speaking?
It's not totally clear. I was sort of flipping it as you can verbally communicate with them as if you gain the ability to understand what you would need to do to verbally communicate with them. But I mean, for this campaign, this is actually a big question because it's something that, if it, with some players it might not matter. With Can I, it probably does. I'm gonna let you decide how you want to flavor it. Spell.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards chittering like a rat as well.
I think it's fun and flavorful.
Plus, eventually I'll talk to a goose. Maybe apologize for the heinous crimes I've committed against
Oh no,
goose
I don't know
kind.
how to make noise.
Honk.
You all fell right into my plan.
We all turn into
Fall right into my trap. And that's the end of the stream. Is just a bunch of geese.
You reached level goose. Yay!
Yay! You guys have always been level goose in my heart. These fries are not at all good anymore, but they are still salty.
That's good.
Aren't we all?
I keep eating them.
Why don't you just eat the salt? Extract the salt from the fries.
Why don't you just? I mean, we have like a thing of salt. You can just
There are people
pour in your mouth.
Would want to watch a stream of like someone just licking salt off of a French fry. That's not really the target audience I was going for, but you know.
Stop limiting our potential, Van.
Yeah, come on.
That's for our OnlyFans.
Right.
With like ASMR aspect to it too, so you get real close. Just like
subscribe to us on Patreon. Not really. Not for that. You won't get that. I don't want to engage in false advertising. That will not happen.
Right. Where were we?
It's me doing Jim Halpert looking.
You were talking to the rats about.
Yeah, you're talking to the rats.
I was about to actually provide the answer, I guess, to the party. I will suggest. Can I suggest that the rats in the kitchen were summoned by another who possesses the ability to conjure animals? This is a power known to many who have grown a mastery over nature.
Or
though I do not have this ability quite yet.
The favor of this deity, maybe.
It may be related to this figure Talona. This is true.
It seems related in some way.
The only question is, who may have summoned it?
The other question is, why are we still in the sewers? But...
a question I have been asking myself.
This is a kind of a shitty situation we're in right now.
This is a real hole in the wall place here.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Shit.
Honk.
Oh,
Joel wins.
okay.
So we're done with the rats then?
I
guess the rats.
don't think we have anywhere else to go here.
Goose.
Oh, can I will ask the rats. Do the moderate ones know of any other followers of this figure Talona in the city who are not also moderate?
Rats. She's our mother.
Only rats?
We
Only
only
rats
know
follow
rats.
this?
We do not know those that are not rats.
But the rats know Kenai now. Kenai will provide goose to rats.
Can I? Goose. 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 Goose.
In fact, Kenai will provide many goose to rats if many rats leave this city. Many
Mother
goose
brings
to be had.
food through Canai. Mother brings us here.
Well, Kenai wouldn't lie to rats. But Kenai will give food. to
What an
rats.
important character detail. Does not lie to rats. Oh no.
The best part is that actually is an extremely important character detail that he would not lie even to a rat, or specifically to a rat, as compared to other things that, like, other people or things he might lie to.
Like poor old William.
Oh yeah. No, Can I didn't
I
lie to
lie to
William.
William.
Shui, you.
Oh yeah.
I lied to William
Mm-hmm.
Said you were playing a game.
twice. Twice now.
Twice, yeah.
Bad
Poor
person.
William.
Poor
Alright,
William.
bad liar. One of these days. Okay. I don't know if the rats will be able to help us anymore then, I guess. Unless anyone else has a question? I'll confer with the group. Anything else to ask the moderate ones?
I think it's worth asking if they know any spiders or snakes, or has the Talona like told them about spiders and snakes and made them allies or anything like that?
Okay, I'll repeat that exact question to the moderate ones.
Spiders and snakes, spiders and snakes. We want goose, not spiders and snakes.
Have any other humanoids or large ones spoken to them?
I do believe I already asked that.
Oh, okay.
I did. Anything else? Nope. Okay.
I think we're done here.
All right. Moderate ones. Kenai thanks you. Kenai will return tomorrow or some other day
Goose.
at sundown.
No, tomorrow.
With goose.
Can returns tomorrow with goose.
If not tomorrow, then the next day. Kenai gives you
Tomorrow.
Kenai's word. Yes, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day.
This could go on for the rest of your 10 minutes. They will insist tomorrow. I have a cat on the desk, but you can't see him.
Okay. Eventually, Kenai will accept that they don't. They won't.
Yeah,
accept.
eventually they no longer understand.
I'll
Little
just
cat
sigh.
sighting.
Do you have another use of Enya to get us past the gate?
I mean, we could pop our heads out and see if there's anything going on in
I don't know.
the High District here. I've been interested.
This is not like I stayed up till 1 a.m. last night prepping for this session. We have used none of it. I love it so much.
We could see if there's anything going on here.
Did we pass another
yeah.
ladder on our way
Oh,
through
Other
this way?
ladders?
Sorry. Go ahead, Clarissa.
I was just asking if we have passed another ladder since we crossed the gate.
I probably. There's probably one somewhere. Yeah. I would say you probably would have passed by one at some point. They are more sparse here. They're fairly
Okay.
sparse in general.
While we're still by the Great Crack, can I use my Divine Sense?
Great crack.
Your day of vine sense.
Gonna stick your face
Yes.
right up in that crack.
Vine sense.
Get a deep whiff.
I will say your divine sense does not work like it's anything that doesn't have complete cover from you. So it's probably not going to penetrate through the crack if that's what you're trying to accomplish.
No, I'm just seeing like anything around it, like if anything was like tampered with it, or if there's somebody trying to
Oh
hide
no,
it.
totally
I don't
fair.
know.
I just wanted to make that clear so that was how
Yeah.
it worked. You do not sense anything.
Just with all the talk of
Just-
Pelona, I thought it would be
Can't
worthwhile.
penetrate that crack. Oh no, totally fair. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just wanted to be clear.
I just think we're not
no
ready to
big
penetrate the crack. We'll put it that way.
Maybe the
Can-
crack's not ready to be penetrated.
Can you
I should have
change
asked
the
first.
We have to
form
ask
of the
for
raven
consent.
at all? Kinch, will you change the form of the raven at all?
I think it takes an hour. And
I could, but it would take us. We'd be down here for a bit, and I don't have the materials to do that currently.
What do you need? Like
Uh,
lube or like what do you...
so
Am I
bad.
confused?
I should
Um,
have that one ahead of time.
I would need. Well,
The rest of this stream is on our OnlyFans.
yeah.
This episode will not
This
be
is
loaded.
what I get for telling people that we added a content warning at the beginning for the YouTube videos. Is everyone's like, "Oh, good, we can talk about sex." Let's include as many thinly veiled innuendos
Hey.
as possible.
Hey,
Fuck, shit balls.
we have not made that many clear and specific references to sex. We have only
Other
implied.
than the time that we talked about how we educate people about sex.
Okay, there was one time. Now two.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you did both of them.
Okay, so what are we doing?
No, Clarissa did the one. She started it.
I'm still gonna blame you.
Okay, so
Yes,
are
it's
we
not
gonna Try to
feasible.
get up the
How are
crack,
you
or should we
getting outta
try to get up out of this sewer?
We could, I don't think we're going to make it through the crack.
I mean, we can return through the grate if you'd like, but
I am interested in seeing what the High District is like.
If we're caught, we'll be directed immediately out.
Can I like covered in crap
How
too, right? Because he fell in.
how bad are you at lying? We could tell them that we just made a wrong turn when they sent us out.
They made
We're
a
supposed to
wrong
be
turn
here
and I
today.
fell into poop water.
Okay, if we
As
get
a
caught
point-
coming out of the sewer.
As a point of order, it has been a couple hours since then, and when you tried to sort of wander the other direction, you were ushered towards the exit.
Yeah, but what are the chances of us finding the same guards?
I mean,
It's a big city. I imagine very low.
I've got these beautiful dice right in front of me that will determine exactly that.
wait,
I think
don't one
that,
of us have a hat of disguise?
I have the ability to disguise
have
myself
a
as well.
Shining lawful helmet to be a shining knight.
a shining
that you
knight
got
who
off
looks
of
like
a
a
bandit's
guard.
corpse.
It has been justiced into its new purpose.
I
A helmet. It looks
have the
like a guard's
ability
helmet.
to also
And
disguise
also a
myself.
guard's armor.
I think we'll be
Just say
okay.
that you guys are escorting us,
Yeah,
the actual interlopers, out.
exactly. We have nothing to concern about. I'm interested in the High District. Although, I believe everything will be closed today. We might have to hide somewhere for the night.
Hey,
Looks like we're in a
we are
hiding
in the
spot
perfect
right now.
spot.
That's fair. We could take a rest down here.
We can shower in a decanter of endless water.
That is true.
Bonalium with my very low wisdom is like, you know what? I can do that. I'm still good, but I can do that. Yeah, it's fine. It'll
I
be
mean,
fine. Yeah.
we can see what's out here.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, the worst that's happens is they kick us out of the High District, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
the
can't
worst that could
imagine.
happen.
We have good favor with the Queen Mother.
I mean,
You
With
know, the
both of
number
them.
times you've had to.
I don't know about that. She seemed pretty insistent on
We
getting us
saved
out
her
of
daughter. And we brought the Elder Queen Mother here, and she was quite happy with us at the beginning.
here. That one lady was pretty pissed when we tried to snoop around after she told us to leave. So I feel like if she notices us snooping around after she told us to leave, we might end up locked up somewhere.
I mean, I don't know that there's that high of a risk of us getting caught here.
Having flashbacks of this happening before.
We can go back, I suppose.
When did this happen before?
In my backstory.
Oh, okay. Fair.
I think we'll be fine. I think if we rest down here, we could go up and... There might be cool shops here. Might be knowledge we can't get elsewhere.
Bodily, actually, make me a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 9.
You do not want to stay. You. It's not so much staying here, but you have been in this situation before, and it is. You're starting to question a little bit whether what the motivations behind this might be. You feel uneasy about it.
If you guys want to get flogged and, put out for the rest of the city to see Mock, that's fine. I'm going.
I don't
back
think
to
that's how
Mock.
they do things here, is it?
Yep, that's what you'll earn. That's what you will have.
I don't believe that, but I can see that you're very uncomfortable with this idea, so we can go back. I'm totally fine with that.
Sounds good to me.
At that point, I just start marching.
Yep.
Alistine
guys-
gives a point of respect for Bonalium for sticking up for himself.
Yeah. There you go. So one of you have finally earned the smallest modicum of respect from Alistine.
It's been my only dream.
You
That'll
win!
make one of us.
You won D&D!
D&D!
We're 50-50, guys!
I
There you
won
go.
second place. Alistine won first. Liam's now in second.
All right. So, how are you guys getting back through the grate? Do you have another?
Oh yeah, I can summon Enya again.
That's what I thought. Yeah. You guys make it back through and out. Not too much.
You guys.
Well, sorry, you all.
No, I meant like, why would I teleport all of us back?
Like, bye.
Leaves us to die.
Do you teleport everyone back? Can I? Think about this very carefully. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me roll for it. Actually, why doesn't everyone else roll for it? You deserve to return. No, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna...
Yeah. We're getting very close to I'm the DM territory.
No, I'm kidding.
Look at me.
Just...
I'm the DM now.
Look at me. I have all the power.
I am the DM now.
Okay.
No, I'll teleport everyone back. No issue.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, so you all make it back. Was there anything else you want to do in the sewers before you leave?
While we're walking back, I'm gonna use disguise self, and I'm gonna look
Second, we're gonna have
like I'm gonna have blonde, long hair, and really fancy looking, like nice, noble clothes on.
like a nice like lace.
Sure, yeah, like a full dress, you know, and like really expensive looking, as expensive as I can imagine. I'm just saying, guys, I feel like this would have worked just fine.
He's under.
And I keep walking. That's it. That's all.
Kenai does not understand what your appearance does.
The cat is now typing for.
Liam does not respond.
Slowly making everybody hate me.
Yeah, right.
If this was The Sims, you just see the little negative sign.
Liam will remember this.
Oh no.
All right. So, sorry, just have to get rid of all of his modifications to our session.
Not what you were planning?
What?
Not what you were planning this session?
No, I mean the cat walked over my keyboard.
Oh.
So I had to get rid of his additions to our session outline.
I mean, were they good?
It was a lot of.
Kenai, you speak to animals. What did he say?
All right,
Animals are allowed to break the fourth wall.
Meow, meower, meowings.
He says he doesn't care.
What does Arlo say?
That's mostly what he always says.
What?
Yeah, he said, what?
Are
That's the noise he makes. He doesn't actually meow. He chirps.
Are you sure that's not a duck?
That's not a duck. Well, actually, he could be a duck. I don't know.
If it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, then it's a duck.
It doesn't. And it has fur and sharp teeth like a duck.
Like a duck, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Too many tangents. Okay. You return. It is, fairly. It's like later evening now, probably close to bedtime. You're not too far from your favored Red Dragon pub if you want to head in for the night.
Probably.
Can you decanter shower us?
I blast you.
I'm okay.
One spot in the very middle of your chest is very.
You fall over.
The rest of you is much dirtier from the mud you fell in.
Wait, you can make it salt water, can't you? Spray him with salt water.
All right. You sleep. You wake up.
Do we? Yeah, we do.
I don't know. I mean, unless there's anything else you want to do before bedtime.
Nope.
All right, let's chugging right along. We are now to page 2 of the session outline.
So we did long rest, yes.
Yes, we long rest.
Yes, long rest. Reset everything.
Okay.
It is the 20th day of the month of Thaw. You don't have a lot of, specific, you don't have a lot of, things waiting on you at the moment. The next big thing you have in your to-do list would be Bonalium on the 23rd in 3 days. You have another meeting with Vicar Kirnoff. Is there anything you guys would like to get done in the meantime? Anything, leads you want to pursue? Procure a goose.
I would like to go to that the shop with like the odds and ends, the curio or the. I apologize, I forgot the name. Orlans?
It is I believe it's the Broken Vial.
The Broken Vial.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I
can check if you need, but
I'm looking for any tubular wood containers. Maybe a couple inches around, maybe like a tube,
what sort
like a
of...
small kind of container, like a like wider than a canteen, but like kind of like about that shape, maybe.
Like the sort of cup you would roll dice in, like that would come with almost, but like deeper, maybe?
No, like this size.
Well, yeah, that's
but not like that's
like
big
longer.
for rolling dice.
No, I meant in terms of like structure. Like, the cup that you get with a Yahtzee game or something?
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Leather outside and cloth inside?
Like something you would hold like incense or chopsticks or something in. Something about that length,
Yeah, you can find that.
Okay.
For a silver piece,
Okay. And then is there any way that sells like fancy paints?
That might be something you would get at the second story. The bookshop and stationery shop.
Okay. Can I pick up like some gold and some red, black, and fancy paints? And I'm willing to put some good amount of money into them.
Okay. Let's
like,
see.
Good amount of money, probably. Yeah.
Joyeu's Arts and Crafts Corner.
I swear this isn't just like random arts and crafts.
No, I know what this is.
Yeah.
So if you would like to get a set of painter's supplies,
Okay.
I would include. You could spend the 10 gold pieces for painter supplies, and rather than get the easel and canvas and that kind of stuff, you could, like, the cost of the cup and any other materials you need for this
Okay.
would be included in that 10 gold.
Awesome.
And
okay.
then all of the fine paints, and then you would have quite a few uses of it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I will take those, and I guess I'll put all that stuff in the container for now, if it fits.
Okay.
That's all I had to do in the morning,
As like, I'm assuming I'm like accompanying Joyeux on her morning shopping.
Yeah,
trip.
I mean, that's fine with me.
While we're in the curio shop, is there any really nice little crystal that might be like an arcane focus, but it just looks neat? It's just kind of pretty.
Is that not in your starting equipment, or do you want something different?
Well, I have like for my paladin spells, it can go on my shield, my religious symbol, but like out of character, any materials for now, I don't have to worry about this just yet, but like any future warlock spells, I would need material components.
That's fair.
So
Okay, I was thinking it was for paladins, but for warlock, yeah, you would need you don't have the starting equipment for a warlock. Yes. So, yes, you can find, it's probably more something you might find in the magic shop, the Hidden Rune, with our good friend Thomas.
Oh yeah, Thomas.
Who I believe I described as tall and gangly and very expressive with his arms, and somehow turned into a wacky inflatable arm man. I'm missing a word there. But
We will
Waiting.
label arm flailing tube man.
yes, that.
Yes.
You know,
The only
any
place to get
respectable
magic
paladin
items.
needs a reliable blade, and I think it's time that I upgrade Swear On. So I think I would love to make it a magical blade. Just give it that extra oomph and give it a crystal on its pommel. So
Okay.
you know, that's what a respectable paladin needs. And something in the back of my mind, late at night while I'm sleeping, coming from the hilt of my blade, just tells me,
Yeah.
You need to
Someday,
bling it up.
Yeah.
swear on the
You gotta
sword.
bling your sword.
Bedazzle the blade. Bedazzle.
Blade dazzling.
I'm gonna
Yes.
Apple.
Yeah, so you can
Blade
get that
dazzle.
for the cost from the player's handbook.
So this has been D&D Arts and Crafts,
I can look it
guys.
up
Thanks
if
for
you need.
watching.
I believe it's 10 gold.
That sounds right.
But then again, I'm not looking at the book. I'm looking at Roll20 Compendium.
That is also what came up for me. So, yeah, I think that's fairly accurate. 10 gold. Are you looking specifically at the crystal?
Yeah.
Because yeah, because I just know
Um,
the different focuses.
If you're on D&D Beyond, it has, if you just search for it, it'll show up and it'll tell you the gold cost.
Yeah, I just accidentally closed D&D Beyond.
Oh, fair.
So
My
I've got a lot of
book
tabs
thing.
going. Yeah, Clarissa has her handy dandy book that she made.
My
Oh,
book-
yeah. Nice.
Does anyone else like have anything you're doing? Can I? You go buy a goose.
Yeah, I'll just
from
buy a
the butcher.
goose, and I will have copied enough normal stuff from the others to buy it without their help. Hopefully.
I think you.
I
mean,
would still
roll
go. I'd still go with him.
Yeah, you can all go together.
I would not let you
Maybe
go
you
alone.
chaperone me.
I would
I
would
could go
chaperone you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then you don't have to roll charisma. You guys make it out unscathed. It's
I'll let
all
him
right.
do the
Kenai is
talking, but
trying. All right, so.
There's one last thing I want to do.
Oh yeah, by all means.
Unless, Lex, did you have another thing?
oh, I was just gonna say like we would probably want to discuss during the day rather than just like blow off the rest of the day. That's all.
After I get the crystal from the wonderful magical arm flailing Tom man,
His name
I
is
would
Thomas.
go to one. Well, do you have a way of adhering this to the blade? Otherwise, I can go to a good dear friend Nancy.
Oh, Nancy! I love Nancy. Great! I wouldn't want to take this away from her.
Oh, excellent! I'll go visit her. It's nice to know that you know her as well. She's amazing.
She's a wonderful soul.
So I'll go visit Nancy Smith in
Yes,
her Smithy.
Smith's Spiffy Smithy. Yes.
Smith, Smithy.
Knock on the door before coming in. Hey, Nancy.
Oh, hello, dear.
Good to see you again. I was wondering if I might commission you for a task if you have time.
Oh, well, bring it here. Let me see I believe she was a dwarven woman, we said?
Yeah.
Yes, dwarven woman. Graying hair in her spiffy little Miss Smithy. She, ushers you forward. Bring it here. Let me see. She puts on a pair of spectacles.
I just wonder if you might be able to adhere this crystal to the blade. I've named the blade Swear On, and I think it's time to give it a nice little upgrade.
A lovely name indeed. Yes, I should be able to figure something out for you. For a fair price, call it 5 gold.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to.
I don't know, that might be expensive. 3 gold.
Do you think it'd be okay? Like, if I were to help advertise your store, I've been wanting to do this a little bit, and if you can, bond this together, that will give me a great way of helping get the word out about the great work that you do.
I'm happy to do it, yes.
Excellent. Do you think that might be by doing that, and if I do a good job, I can shave a gold off of that price?
Roll a persuasion check.
11 plus 5, 16.
You're asking me for a 33% discount now. Just who do you think you are, mister?
I think you're right. I tried too
Give
high.
me. I can't say no to that charming smile. All right. 2 gold, 5 silver.
You have a deal. You drive a hard bargain.
Well, I mean, for my favorite customer.
I hand her over the gold. You know what? Do you already have flyers?
No? I don't have time to juggle all that advertising. I mean, I'm here working my tail off day and night, just trying to get this secondhand armor up to scratch.
Items with history.
Yes, items with history.
I remember Joyu buying like a bunch of paints and papers. Like, I have an idea. So while she's doing that, I run to Joyu.
Yep.
This will probably take her, like until tomorrow at least.
Can I have your help?
What do you need?
I want to help Nancy Smith with her spiffy smithy.
Okay.
Can I have your help making some flyers?
Sure.
Awesome.
How good do these need to be? Do they need to be very detailed and perfectly?
I mean, I want to put some good effort. I mean, anything worth doing is worth doing right?
I suppose. I don't know that today is the day for painting.
What is it?
I'll help you
Is
draw
it
some stuff out, but today is not the day for painting.
I didn't know there was a special. Is it?
Well,
would the 21st of Thaw be a good day for painting, or?
I don't know. I haven't slept yet.
Oh, you're just tired.
Not exactly.
Okay.
It's a little more complicated than that. I'll know when the time is right for painting. I will help you out with it.
Okay. Well, will we be able to do it tomorrow?
I'll know in the morning.
Von Liam is so confused. Like, magic people don't make sense.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Well, you'll understand.
I guess
Really?
I trust you.
We'll see about tomorrow, maybe. I think we should all discuss whether we're going to continue pursuing this rat problem. I think this is we're kind of at an end here.
I think we should investigate this Talona figure. Is there
Definitely.
Well, so actually, before you
place
get into all
to-
this,
Yep.
As a quick side note. So you guys have all gone out, done your shopping for the morning.
Yep.
Alistine, are you going along with them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You return to your room to sit down and discuss, figure out the plan, whether you're going to get involved in this and all. You return to your room and you immediately realize that your things have been rifled through. I imagine you guys probably keep most of your valuable possessions on yourself.
I keep all my stuff.
Yeah, nothing of
Yeah.
note is missing. But anything you did leave behind, even just the sheets stuff that belong to the pub, are, torn up everywhere, thrown around, have been gone through, rifled through. The window to the alleyway is open below, or the window to the alleyway below is open. And can I, on top of a pile of furs, the pile of furs that you normally sleep on, I should say, is a note.
I will pick it up.
Would you like me to share the note just with you or with everyone?
I want to read it.
Okay. Can you guys please deafen yourselves on Discord? There is a button to do so. Do you know how to do
I'm just
that?
gonna pull my headphones out so that the stream can still hear.
Oh yes, for you
Yes.
definitely do that. I will wave my hands. We are ready for you to come back.
Okay, I'm just going to mute my computer because I don't.
Yeah, me too. I don't
That's
know
fine.
where
There's
the
a
button
little deafen button on Discord, but if you don't know how to do it, either way.
is.
Okay, can
I
you guys
muted.
hear me?
Muted.
Can you hear me? You all smell like butts. Okay, seems to be working. All right, so on this note, which is written on a fine heavyweight paper, with three very deliberate ink drops in the top right corner that look very familiar at this point. In the shape of teardrops, just to be clear.
Yeah.
There is a script that says, "Kindly keep your nose out of our business, or Harold's neck will be on the line. KV."
Keep your nose out of our business, or whose neck?
Kindly keep your nose out of our business, or Harold's neck will be on the line.
Oh. Gotcha.
And it is from KV.
KV?
Yes,
B?
which
V?
V, as in
Okay.
Killer Vanessa from the previous note that you found.
Right. Oh, yeah.
All right. Are you ready for me to let everyone back onto the stream? Okay.
Wow, he was reading that for a long time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it turns out they wrote an essay on this note.
Huh?
Also, Can
Yeah, Canna's not that good at reading yet, so.
He's like, I don't know what this says.
He's sounding out every syllable.
Well?
The
note says, can I see there is that 3 teardrops thing again on this note? And this note says, kindly keep your nose
insight check
out of our boosiness. What is boosiness? Or Harold. Harold's neck will be on the lean.
What?
What?
KV.
Is that your friend, Can I?
Is everything okay?
Harold is Kenai's friend.
Does Harold know Talona?
Can I?
No.
Can I? Where is Harold?
Harold is very far away. Harold is from Summerbend Village.
Is he?
Kenai does not know how they know about Harold.
Who are they?
This KV.
KV?
This KV.
You recognize the initials KV from the other note you previously found in the bandits.
Yeah. I guess I'll make that connection. I'll say KV, and I'll pull out the other note because I think I have that one too.
Oh yeah, I think you actually did end up with it.
and the note was saying, I don't have the one that's like completely like written down. It's like, Nico, are you feeling well? Something like that.
I can pull it up if you want.
Yeah, I just have like general notes about it. I don't know what
Yeah.
it said verbatim.
Yeah.
I meant to send it to you guys at some point, but I don't think I have yet. I'll put it
Hmm.
in our drive. The other note says, Nico, I hope you are well, but I fear that may not be the case. Our mutual benefactor has expressed concerns about your current companion's methods. I know they are a necessary tool for your work, but you must encourage them to be more subtle. Reports of a strange man asking after your group have reached our ears. If their sloppy work catches the eye of the wrong busybody, your life may be at stake. Do not underestimate the danger of someone who thinks they are doing the right thing. I urge you to come home sooner rather than later. Our timetable may be short, but you are no good to anyone dead. Sincerely, KV.
Are they referring to us in that? Maybe.
We
This
busybodies?
KV knows.
I would consider us an odd
Can
group.
This KV knows Kenai really well.
It does just say it says strange man.
Oh, strange man. Okay.
Yes.
Who is? How do you know this person? Who is this KV?
The only people Kenai knows are the villagers from Summerbend.
Summerbend. Did something happen there?
Many things happened there.
You can talk to us about this.
Kenai will speak another time. And Kenai will put away the note and he'll kind of like compose himself. Kenai would very much like to know who this KV is.
Mm-hmm.
How much? You don't know them,
Kenai has no clue.
but they know you.
Yes. And Kenai fears them because they know Kenai.
Do they want something from you?
They do not want the group to be in this busyness.
Busyness? Business. Business.
Yes.
If he
Why do
shows you
the
the note,
letters-
it says business. Yes.
Why do those letters make those noises? That is not what Harold told me. They use an ooh sound.
It's complicated and unnecessary, I agree.
But yeah, Kenai seems pretty shaken up.
Um,
He kind of seems a little reserved. He doesn't speak too much, but he still wants to really know, or he's kind of pushing the group to investigate this matter a little more.
yeah, can I put just a
Really,
hand on Kenai's shoulder and try to, imply that we're like here for him?
I do the same. Just say, whatever you need, time, or to investigate, we'll be there. I give him guidance as I do so. Not that he has to do anything with it, but
I'm gonna pause for a second with my hand on his shoulder, and then I will go to start investigating the room.
I'm gonna go find Kazreet.
Yeah.
Hey, Kazreet, did you hear? Our room got broken into, and all of our items were ruffled through. Did you hear something? See something?
I don't. I mean, I heard some noises from upstairs. I mean, I honestly just thought it was that rowdy couple who came in last night. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know. I mean, this area it happens time to time, although I thought you guys had taken care of the bandits.
Yeah, no, they didn't steal anything. It looked like they were trying to look for something, and they knew one of our pals, Can I, left a note. But about what time did you hear the kerfuffle?
Oh, just I'm not, maybe an hour ago or so, sometime this morning. Like I said, I just thought it was a little bit of a sleep in, Well, here, let me come take a look, and they follow you upstairs if you'll let them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they look over. Yeah, it doesn't, look like they messed with the lock or the door at all. Probably those windows. Guess I gotta start locking all of those. You guys, they didn't steal anything? You didn't leave anything important in here, did you? I mean, can't be
Typically,
liable for that. Unfortunately, can't be everywhere at once.
I didn't keep anything of value in here.
Yeah.
you
It's probably
you,
smart. Yeah.
by any chance, do you keep a locker that we could lock stuff away?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to rent like a space, I've got a safe. It costs a little extra, but if you need to keep something in it.
Okay, that's good to know. I don't know. I think this experience has just got us a little on edge, but maybe we'll think about it. And it's good to know that you have it at least if we decide we're going to use it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm so sorry. I mean,
Not your fault.
the night's on me. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad about it, though. I shit. I really hope there's not more bandits around or something.
It seems like it was a little more targeted than that.
What do you mean?
We're an odd bunch, and seems like people are interested in that. I apologize to bring.
I think the bandits may have had a benefactor.
Hmm.
Not that, I mean, that's just rumor. Maybe it's not going to be worth spreading that. That will only cause, make people more on edge. But they may be trying to get back to us specifically because of our previous involvement. So don't be worried about anyone else.
I mean, I'm a little worried about my own skin. I helped you guys out a bit, but not that I'm blaming you guys. I'm just
We'll do our best to keep you out of
had to
our
walk into
business.
my pub of all places, but them, not you guys. Sorry, I guess I gotta go get someone to go buy me some locks. I'll get the afternoon guy. All right, yeah, thanks, sir. Let me know if there's anything to do. Really sorry.
We appreciate you. We appreciate that.
Appreciate you taking the time to come and look at the room.
Yeah, it's our nicest room, 2 windows, so they kind of wander back downstairs, looking stressed, and at some point you may hear them, talking rather frustratedly with the afternoon help that runs the bar when they're sleeping and such, telling him they need him to go purchase some locks for the windows, and those will be installed at some point in the near future, probably, but
I know a good blacksmith.
Is it Nancy? We only use Nancy.
She's the best, right?
Well, I mean,
Spiffiest.
Strongthorn's got good product, but I just can't afford his prices, so.
Nancy has those prestigious items with history that I just love going to.
Mhm.
Can I go roll a
Well,
persuasion check?
they already said they only use Nancy. Roll a persuasion check.
To be because they like it. I want to improve their
All right,
demeanor.
roll a persuasion check.
14.
They will continue to go to Nancy 'cause they can afford.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, Liam.
That cut out. I couldn't hear any of it.
Tanked business.
Oh yeah. All
Retention
right.
rate.
We didn't find anything when we investigated the room, I assume.
Roll an investigation check.
Anyone want to help
either
me?
two of you can roll.
I'm
will
just giving
assist.
help.
Okay, yeah, then just roll.
I will
twice.
also assist Shreyu so that Shreyu's investigation is better.
Yeah,
Also,
I
you
mean,
can
it's
just use your raven to give yourself the help action.
I could, but I'm not gonna do that. That's
Raven's not gonna be super helpful investigating a. Like, sorry, I'm not gonna let the Raven do that.
14.
Okay, yeah, you. Let me think if you. I mean, you see like some smudged handprints on the window. You know, definitely how they got in and out.
Can I judge the size of the hand?
Probably not with
Okay.
that investigation check. It's smeared.
Fair.
Let me think. What else? Yeah, I mean, it looks like they were looking just through everything. I'm trying to think.
Oh man, I should have
Let
done
me check
guidance.
something really quickly.
What time of the day is it right now?
Yeah, you know, early afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, kind of. You guys went, did some shopping in the morning. This. You guys, if there's other things you want to do in the meantime, I'm just trying to look. Thing.
I'm gonna start like as we're just waiting. I'm gonna start sketching out a flyer just to preoccupy my mind. No, I'm totally taking this seriously, but it's
I'm gonna
worrisome. You know?
look out the windows for a little bit and just kind of look for anything suspicious. Probably spend an hour maybe doing that unless we have something else to do.
Yeah, that's probably more important.
Staring out the window.
I mean, I'm not really like.
No, I mean more
just looking.
making
Yeah.
flyers. Yeah, I was sick.
Yeah.
A little distracted, but duty comes first.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really, you know, if you don't find anything.
Yeah.
I was trying to find something that you would be able to find, but there's just not
anything
that you would with considering the circumstances.
Before sundown, will return to the sewer to offer the goose to those rats.
I'll come with.
Okay.
Actually, when Kenai does that, he'll probably cast Speak with Animals again, and we'll kind of ask the rats one more time about.
Goose.
After I give him the goose, obviously, so they're amicable. So just
Are you?
provide the
Do you,
goose.
do you say anything when you see them? Or like, I guess are you trying to confirm these are the same rats or just rats in general? There's a lot of rats down here.
I guess I'll ask first. Well, I mean, if they're saying goose, goose, and they're approaching me, I would either assume that's
These
them.
Plot
rats.
convenience.
We've already established rats know exactly what.
Okay. Okay, I will ask, hello, moderate ones. Do you recognize?
You are tall. Why do you speak to us? Did you bring us goose?
Were these moderate ones the ones that brought us to the Great Crack?
You promised us goose. We're goose.
Okay.
Goose.
I'll reach in my pack and provide. I'll kind of hold the goose out.
They're like
Wait, who's
reaching.
with me?
Clawing.
Is it just Shwayu?
I don't
Is
know.
it just Shwayu who's with me?
I don't know.
I
Do either
stayed
of the
in,
other-
in the room, kind of keeping watch on.
Finally, I'm still making flyers.
I am playing Sentinel, but I will admit if I stay there much longer, I do get distracted and start designing a flyer.
That is totally fair. Yes, it is just Shueyu with you.
Okay. I will like hold the goose out, and he'll kind of pause, and he'll like ask the rats once more, do the rats know of any other creatures, even followers of Talona, and if they go anywhere in this city? Like, do they converge or do they meet anywhere in the city? Places where Talona might be revered, or like an altar or something, even a temple.
Not here.
Not here.
No, we go to we live in sewers. It's safe, dark.
Okay. Okay.
We come to
Then
city
I'll
for
just-
Talona. Mother brings
Come
us
to
here.
city.
She promised us food.
Okay. I will just give them the goose and then leave.
Okay.
As a note, Jueyu would be like super shaken up by all this with her past as well.
Fair.
I'm gonna be just like always on guard today, at least. Probably for the next couple days at least, like always looking for people following us. Yeah, just extra suspicious of everyone.
Actually.
Alistine would also be suspicious because of her past.
Oh no, we all have some weird rat related.
Almost like
What?
everyone is going to be shaken up by having their room and stuff broken into and a like threat left.
Oh, this is normal. What are
Right.
you guys talking about?
Von Williams just like coloring on the floor.
It was like, this isn't the worst shit.
Yeah.
Who? I mean, who?
You haven't even
hasn't
seen the
had
worst
their
yet.
room
Come on,
raided
guys.
And their personal belongings removed when they're growing up. Come on.
Alistine is
That is
concerned
fair.
about Von
I don't know
Williams.
what's more concerning, the person who's super shaken up by this event or the person who's not even phased by it.
That's fair.
I mean, can I have like a more personal
This
threat
is
than
why
the
you don't
others?
get personal attachments to items, you guys.
Yes.
Or
Because
people.
that's what we were concerned about.
Yep.
Our stuff that we didn't have in the room.
Not the fact that people got in there. That is
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Not that
people
the-
raid your stuff all the time. That's normal. Come
People
on.
are trying to find our friends, probably.
right.
All right.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I wants to ask Shwayu about Shwayu, do you know anything about this Talona, or where we can find more about Talona. What about that building with all those what do they call books?
The library, definitely. We should do some research there now. I think. How much would I know about this deity?
You can make me a religion check.
You could ask Bonalium.
Bonalium's not
Well, I
there.
have a +5, but I roll a 4, so it's a 9.
Remember all those things that I told Bonalium earlier?
Yeah.
You don't know as many of those.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know a lot about this deity specifically yet, but
I mean, you know essentially as much as Bonalium would have already shared with everyone that
Okay.
she is goddess of poison and disease, death domain.
Would I know her alignment at all? She evil?
I mean, definitely associate. You know,
She seems not nice.
You don't get a good vibe from her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
You would probably not, like, Bonalium got her alignment out of a 22 check, but with a 9, no, you don't know her alignment. You don't get a good vibe.
Okay. I definitely think we should go to the library next. I think we should grab Bonalium and Alistine and see what we can find there. I don't know that we should continue staying at this pub.
I mean, you said sometime that afternoon do that, right? So it's probably later afternoon now, or kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah.
I think by the time all of this happens, you guys are shaken up, and you know, between going through the room, making sure nothing's missing, letting Cosreet know, going and delivering the goose. It's gonna take up most of the rest of the day. You decide probably go to the library tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, and especially because we're getting pretty close to a good time to wrap up our session, I think. But before we do that,
I would want to take watches for the night.
Okay, that's totally fair. I'm not getting there quite yet.
Okay.
At some point during the afternoon, between, you know, blowing off some steam, feeling a little on edge, maybe even, you know, you guys want to keep an eye on the alleyway and stuff. Alistine, you are out practicing, and I don't know, probably like maybe Dreyu is probably sitting nearby at some point, you know, keeping an eye, but you're out training and shooting some bows and arrows, and as you are training, you start to get caught up in your thoughts. You're focusing your rage and determination into improving yourself, reminding yourself why you need to improve, everything you have to lose. This whole event has shaken you quite a bit. It's feeling like, you know, maybe you're getting getting involved with people who are a bit more powerful, things you don't understand. It feels all too familiar. And as you're starting to feel a bit overwhelmed, like you're beginning to lose control, you're just missing one shot after another. You're reminded for a moment of something your uncle taught you when he taught you to shoot. You close your eyes, and you take that feeling of anger and loss, and you try and separate it from yourself. Move it outside yourself for a moment. You push it forward into the arrow you're about to release. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll with your longbow, we'll say.
20, but not a nat 20. Just
nice. Yeah, so you shoot, and it hits your target perfectly, but just as you notice that, where that arrow just passed through, you see a huge, hulking, shadowy creature with pointed ears and shoulder-length hair and long claws and pointed teeth.
Oh, shit.
Something between a humanoid and a wolf.
Do I see this?
You do, but this is happening very quickly. Let me finish
Yeah.
describing it.
Yeah, you're good.
And in its eyes is reflected the pain and torment and fear you felt only a moment ago. You are not afraid, though. Instead, you feel like the shadow is some sort of extension of yourself. What do you do?
I am very surprised, and
I would have immediately shot at it, probably.
Well, her initiative is before yours.
No, fair.
Is what I'm saying.
No, that's totally fair. I'm not trying to, like...
I'm surprised and shocked, and I kind of don't know what to do, but then I kind of recover quickly and like step forward towards it and kind of reach out to it to touch it.
As you do that, you sort of in your mind, you call it forward to yourself as you are reaching out to touch it, and it moves forward towards you. Now, Jue, you can do something.
Well, if she's, like, not attacking it, I would go to start casting something, and I would see that, and I would hold.
Yeah, actually, in this brief moment that this happens, like, you're scared for a moment and surprised, and then after a moment, you realize, wait, you knew someone who could do this, before you came here.
Fair enough.
That's all.
I-
Anything else?
I would rush with my shield.
I think
like,
you're... Yeah, I mean, if you guys are taking watch kind of in the rooms and stuff, I don't know that you're necessary now. I mean, at least probably in the room. But... This is more of an Alistine thing right now. You guys got your times to shine.
I definitely understood. I just heard
Yeah.
you saying like she was doing this in the open where we would all see, and that's where I was getting.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant she's doing it in the... blowing off some steam while, like, this is sometime in the afternoon, kind of going through the room and keeping an eye out and stuff. I mean, you might be around. I don't know.
I assume we would have at least kept pairs with each other.
That's what I was kind of
I don't know.
figuring based on how
Is she
everything else had
visible
figured
from
out.
our room?
What?
Is she visible from the room?
You from the like, if you go to the window and look, which you might have heard Jue you call out. Actually, you probably would have. So you can come to the window and look. But do you do anything else, Alistine?
I notice Joyu kind of like looking at me, and I kind of glance over and then back over at the creature in front of me, and I'm kind of like, I don't know what this is.
I've seen this before.
And I think that's a good time to end our session. Cliffhanger!
No, we're not doing this every time.
That's what they call a cliffhanger!
For real, though.
I just really enjoyed that song. It's stupid.
It's pretty good.
Everyone good with that? Not me, but real quick, though.
Wait, but real quick.
Yeah?
We level up, right?
Alright.
To level 20?
You don't level up.
bring
You
your
guys got 25 points of experience each.
And you need
Of
one
those
per level, so
guys.
we're at like level what, 28 now?
Yeah.
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 No.
Are you gonna
Actually,
be
you should
adding
have- I think
features
you're
after
gonna
level
get
20? Or
25 would have been if you fought 4 giant rats. It was
So,
only 3, so you
question
get, like,
though.
2. Yes.
Once we get past level 20, are you adding features to each class? Or are we just multi-classing into a second class
Thanks
after
for
level
watching
20?
our stream, everyone. It has been a pleasure having
Thanks
you
for
all. I
watching,
hope you
guys.
have enjoyed yourself. We should have the YouTube video from last week uploaded sometime tonight, and then hopefully we'll get this one up over the weekend is the goal. So if you weren't able to stick around last time, or you missed some good stuff or just want to watch us again, do that. Follow us on social media. Tell your friends about us. Anything anyone else would like to add?
OnlyFans.
That way.
OnlyFans doesn't exist.
We will reenact in real life our venture through the manhole to the Great Crack.
Vanessa, it's
On
your
Amazon.
bottom right.
Not. I will not. You guys are allowed to do whatever you would like. Time.
By the way, Vanessa, it's on your bottom right.
It's on my bottom right?
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Do the thing.
It's
thanks,
it's
guys.
your bottom right too, Clarissa.
Yeah, so we should stop this so I don't have to keep rambling, though.
All right. Bye, guys.
Fingers